Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast. Can you believe what this has become?
There was a full 48 hours where I felt like I was like literally Superman.
Jumbo loves playing Fortnite, so he gets on the sticks.
Did TR show you the sauna cycle, or was that all
No, I invented that.
Almost a year now that I haven't taken a body check. That's kind of nice.
So we are back. We are horned up, and we are going deep.
Finished tonight with some chicken fingers and a few Guinnesses, ran into you guys, and that's where this pod came to life.
Ice is ready, babes, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by BetMGM, and boy, does that feel weird to say. I don't think I've ever done that in the history of this show. You know what's funny, Ev, our episode count is complete bullshit. Like, we have a doc that's like, episode blank, and I'm like, this is fucking, nobody has any idea. So however many it's been, I've probably done that twice, but it felt good. On the sticks.
You're not Dan. What the hell?
Yeah, what is happening? We've got Dr. Watkins on the sticks coming at you, licking his wounds after a first game one loss.
It's playoffs, baby. It's all good, man. You can't win them all in one game.
And I don't even have to insult myself. I think I can just say, and then the coolest cat in the world.
Yeah, do you want me to say some shit about You got terrible hair. No. I love your hair, by the way. Oh, and you got a new cast. You're rocking a new cast.
I got my new cast. We're feeling good. We're feeling fly. I got to get a silver Sharpie. Everyone's going to sign it.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a situation in the playoffs, as I think is maybe on our Ev, will the new banner be on this episode?
You mean the new lower thing?
The YouTube banner of this is when
Yes. Yeah.
So there's probably a new banner up. During playoffs, we go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. Pods drop Tuesday, Thursday. This week, we are flying to Tampa for Game 2, so the schedule's in flux. This has been recorded Sunday night. The quote-unquote pod is coming out Monday morning. We will go live from Tampa with a special guest on Tuesday morning. You will get a pod Wednesday morning. We will go live Thursday morning. We will go live Friday morning. So you're still getting your every morning content, but it's going to be a little change due to our flights because we can't record live from 35,000 feet. Dan is on his deathbed. Dan could be dead. We actually do not have proof of life. In nomine patri, Spiritus Sancti, I don't quite know what that is, but there's some Gossam Latin.
I hope he's dead asleep, honestly.
Me too.
He's got to get that rest.
We literally have to be, Dan and I have to be at the airport in for 5 hours. So Dan, we pray. He might actually still be in the air coming back from England. So Dan, we need Dan rested and ready to go because we have an onslaught of stuff coming for you in Tampa. It's going to be incredible. So Ev and I are here and we are going to give you because listen, Ev, playoff hockey's insane. And I know we know that, but then you see it and you realize it's like even another rung from what you remember.
Yeah.
So we had to just drop something. We have an incredible Wyatt Russell interview for you, which we kind of teased in that Friday clip because he was doing the Lake Erie jump, which was amazing. So you're going to get all that in this episode. But Evan and I just could not sleep tonight without giving a rapid fire weekend recap from NHL playoffs back.
Yeah.
Personally, I got to start in Buffalo.
What a wild game.
What a game, dude. And man, I said this to you. I might have said this on the pod already, but I said this to you in text. It is such a unique feeling in a playoff matchup to love the team you're playing. Because normally I'm like, literally everyone on the other team die and just go away.
Yeah.
But it's like, God, that barn, I think you said you saw a fair amount of that one. That barn looked like it was literally shaking. Like literally, I thought the fucking rink was going to collapse.
Well, yeah, after they scored. I mean, before that, they were a lot of those Buffalo fans were pretty upset that there were no goals for the first half of that game, and they were sitting on there. I heard there was some booing happening.
There was, dude. Dan was texting us like, I'm not sure about the Buffalo fans booing the boys after a 14-year drought. And I was like, you know what? Good point.
They're greedy. What
I need them to rally the troops here. Like, you haven't been in the playoffs. It's their first game. Like, of course, you're not scoring, but I do think the fans needed to not go to the booze that quickly.
They could have been a little more supportive, and maybe it's because they haven't been in the playoffs for so long. They don't know what their role is anymore. Which is
and they forget. Like, they're like, shouldn't we just win every game? And I'm like, this is playoffs, baby. Like, this is a bloodbath. You got to calm down.
Yeah.
So, man, it's crazy because I love Tage so much. I love Tucky so much. I love the city so much. It's like, it's so hard to be in a playoff series against a people and a team that you really are excited about.
Right.
So I'm having some sick thoughts, Ev, like that are going through my head. But man, dude, it was a killer for me because Sway was a brick wall for 50 minutes. And, you got Geeky scoring, who, as a Bruins fan, you're like, Geeky's got to go or we're in trouble. Like, you got Geeky scoring. Who had the second one? I can't remember. But it was just like everybody was firing, and I was feeling so good, and Sway's getting so happy, and I'm getting so excited about our apologize to Jeremy Swayman shirts. I'm just like, this is perfect. This is a perfect.
It was Lindholm had goal number 2. It was
Lindholm. That was great.
Elias. Yeah.
And you got to see him. It's just like, this was a perfect game. As a Boston fan, you go, Buffalo's going to be over their skis in game 1 with emotion. Steal this on the road. Then you can lose game 2, come home split. No one cares. And, I picked the Bruins to win the series. I was like, this is perfect. Everything's going amazing. And I put this on the story, I think, but Geeky, I don't know if you were watching it, Ed, but Geeky had that open net in the first period, like literally gaping net back door, and tried to pass it. And I was just like, God, you don't want this to come back and bite you. But that's what fucking happens in playoffs, dude. Playoff hockey is like, capitalize on your chances or you're dead.
Yeah.
So that hurt. And what kills me the most is this Buffalo was outplaying Boston. I got a lot of Boston friends in my DMs and my texts, like, up pissed that you puked this game up. But Buffalo was everywhere. It was really Sway. It was just like, he was shutting the door, and it was like, it almost felt like, for me, I was like, Boston is stealing this game. Because
they were getting outshot for
100%.
They got outshot the entire game. And also, as I said before, and I've said this on the pod before, it's like, as a Penguins fan, I never want to play Boston because they are so opportunistic. The way that they could be down, they could be getting half the shots that you're getting and still be up on goal somehow, because they're
100%.
just fucking, they're weapons. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're so good in that way.
And have the experience, right?
As I was watching, exactly, their experience. So as I was watching the game, I'm going, oh man, they're doing it again. But alas, that wasn't the result,
Oh, dude.
Was there a moment other than just Tage getting that one goal they needed that broke it open? Was there, because I didn't track it, but before he got that goal, was there something that like shifted the momentum, or was it just he had to get that goal?
Not really, Ev. He just got that one. And I was stuck between like, oh, did the floodgates just open, or the Bees going to survive this still and win by 1, or get an empty netter to get me paid? And it was like, man, and what kills me is both Buffalo goals to tie it. You go back and watch, Bruins defensemen have that puck on their stick with chances to clear or possess. And they were not lazy, but just, it was aggressive forecheck, whatever. But those turnovers in playoffs are kind of the difference usually. And I know both guys who played great otherwise are going to be pissed at them. So no one's more mad about than them, but they're just like, oh my God. Because you just go, you want to get beat on a good play, not like we had the puck on our tape. Get it out.
A turnover situation,
And that dude, Tage is like behind the net, dude. Like, he's so go gadget. He wrapped that around from
huge,
from dead.
Yeah, I think his arms. Yeah, he extended his freaking arms.
Fuck.
Robot.
So that was insane. I was still clinging to belief after 1. When it went 2-2, I was like, we are so fucking dead. Nate's in the thread, like, you guys are gonna win in overtime. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Nate. We're dead. Just let me die.
He jinxed it. Yeah.
Oh, dude. But it's I went through this is why I remember, you go, oh, I forgot how awesome playoffs are. And then this happens and you go, I fucking hate the playoffs. I'm miserable. This all sucks. Because I went from this emotion of, dude, chill out. You lost a road game. You played, you could have won. Boston can easily win this series still. You hate to do all that work and lose the game, but you're fine. Right. And then the devil on my other shoulder is like, you're dead. You needed this game. Now you're getting swept. You're a fucking idiot. Oh, it's just so toxic. You want game 2 immediately, because
it's a complete, like, for especially that game, it really is the example of the fucking emotional roller coaster. Yeah, totally. I think between that and the Montreal Tampa game are the two that I'm
yes. Oh God,
what a ride on both of those. But yeah, man, I mean, it ain't over till it's over. I mean, look, I still believe Boston is incredibly fucking adept.
It's going to be a long series.
Yeah. So
I stand by that. Knows? It's going to be a long series. The Bruins aren't, I promise you this too, the Bruins locker room isn't worried. They go, fuck us. We puked that one, but it doesn't matter. And you know what? The impartial fan in me, Ev, is fucking thrilled for the Buffalo fans to get game 1. Because, a moment, dude. The place was going insane. The outside was going insane. Like, take away my Bruins fandom, fucking awesome. I love Buffalo and like so sick. Like give me the game 2 split, but that was awesome.
And we love Wyatt Russell, who you will hear about.
And you know what?
Later in the pod, you're gonna hear the interview about him.
You know what?
Buffalo.
We can't have Wyatt jumping in Lake Erie and losing game 1. You know,
that's
like
true. They would run him out of here. They'd never let him back in town. They'd be like, he's a bad luck guy. Get him out of here.
They had to have this one, and Jeremy Swayman was incredible. I'm not worried at all. He was unbelievable. He's going to do it again. Fantastic. So let's kick it back to Saturday. Kane Sens open up the playoffs.
Yep. Open up the fight.
We get an absolute tilt. Stahl, Brady, like, holy shit. That was insane. And that was like, welcome to the playoffs, dude. For like the general fans who are new to hockey this year being like, oh my God. Yeah. That was awesome. This series, I think we all have, or no, you had Sens. Did you have Sens?
I did, but that was just me kind of just being
Listen,
random.
buddy, they looked good. They looked really good. I think this series, everyone's talking about the level of hockey in you know, let's say the Minnesota-Dallas series. This series has sneaky some of the best hockey I saw in all the game 1s.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fucking tilt. I loved this game. I was surprised by the Freddie Anderson starting goal and not Bussy. I texted some of my boys that are Canes fans, and they were like, actually, I think it's easier to go to Bussy. I've heard a few reports saying they're going to tandem, which I think would be crazy, but the Bruins tried it in 2023, so maybe. But just so much stick taps to Freddie Anderson, who's been through a million things and a lot of criticism and some health scares. I forget what they said, but it was like his 6th playoff shutout or something. Like, just what a dog. Yeah. That was really cool. I was pumped for him on that. I also want to shout out our boy Seth Jarvis. Seth Jarvis is the leading scorer on the Canes, and he is diving in front of shots with a minute left in that game. And it's like, you ask someone what playoff hockey is, it's that. It's Seth Jarvis taking slap shots to the sternum with a minute left. Because he's like, this is how you win. This is how you win this time of year.
Superstars have to be grinders in the playoffs. You really
absolutely,
have to do it all.
dude.
So you were talking about the goalie situation too. Does it feel more like this season than most that there's a lot of tandem goalie shit going on? Like, it's just way more than normal. You've got the Woods, you've got the situation in Pittsburgh, you've got this situation
Carolina.
It's like what's going on? I mean, is it just that goaltending is kind of down overall, do you think, or what?
And Ev, I think it's a weird thing where the league is going, wow, it actually makes sense to tandem during the regular season because it keeps our goalies fresh.
Yeah.
But then playoffs roll around and they go, wait, should we keep tandeming or do you want a guy? And isn't the point of tandeming in the regular season to keep your guy fresh for playoffs?
Right.
But then they go, well, tandem doesn't work. You know, it's become this like metrics debate and no one like the world hasn't solved it yet. No one knows what to do yet.
Yeah, because
like, does tandem work? Yeah.
It's such a head game too for goalies that you're worried that if you like have somebody who's hot and then they have one off game and you pull them, then you can't go back to them once you've pulled them because you've insulted them, or not even insulted them, but maybe you've made them fragile. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that even, even in the Wyatt Russell interview, he talks about that. He talks about how goaltending is a mentally fragile game. You know what I mean? So that's got to be part of it, I would assume.
Exactly, dude. And I think I've talked to defensemen too who are like, I kind of like knowing what I'm getting because each goalie does it differently, right? They play the puck differently. They prefer to see shots differently. And defensemen go, dude, I want to know what I'm getting next game. I don't want to have to ask the coach who's starting. Are we flipping again? So it's an interesting debate. And I'll be really interested to see because at this point I'm going, play Freddie, right? Like, who cares? You want to go to Bussy later, fine, but just play Freddie. Yeah. But this series, I think I might have said 5 Carolina, and I regret that because Ottawa really came out hard. I actually thought they came out they appeared early in the series overwhelmed by the Leafs last year, and they obviously found their game. This was like, man, these are going to be, even if Carolina does win in 5, this feels like every game is going to be a 1-goal slugfest, low scoring 1-goal slugfest.
Yeah.
So I was really excited about that, but I love this Carolina team this year. I think they have a chance to do something special. So I'm really proud of that win. That was a really strong, really gritty win where they got contribution for everybody, which is a Rod the Bod team if there's ever been one. So get him that fucking squat rack and let's go. Great win for the Canes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go Dallas, Minnesota.
Okay, yeah, this was the one game that like,
dude,
kind of blew up more because it's been pretty close with a lot of these games. This is the one where Dallas just got
absolutely. And man, I was shocked. We all picked Minnesota, which surprised me. I felt like Minnesota was right for game one. I think Ray Ferraro said it on one of these games this weekend. I can't remember which one, but I've always felt this. I would legitimately prefer to be the road team to start the playoffs because there's so much pressure on game one.
Absolutely.
You got to win at home. It's like, dude, who gives a fuck? You could lose both games on the road and just come back and win your home games. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I would rather be the lower seed. I actually believe that. And in this case, I was like, this is good for Minnesota. You're going to get no Rupe in game one. You can go out there, play free. Who cares? We'll see what happens. Everybody, and maybe I wasn't dialed enough, but everybody's telling me Gus is starting in goal. And then it's like, bang, the wall of St. Paul is starting, which I was shocked by.
Yeah.
And pregame, we're getting fucking Quinn Hughes is sick. I'm like, he's sick? Like, what, is he fucking terminal or is he playing in the playoffs? Because this is it, dude. This is the series.
Usually when I hear sick and they miss a game, it's like stomach, diarrhea, like shitting. Because like if you have like the sniffles or like a flu, you play. But if it's like if
they're
like
shitting themselves,
then you can't. Obviously, you can't play with diapers. But
right, yeah, but Quinn could. Like, if there's any guy that would strap up an adult diaper, it's fucking Quinn Hughes. So
don't
I was
hit
like,
him. Don't hit him against the boards.
Can you imagine, dude? Immediate change. You're like, oh no, that's so funny. So I'm like, we got to get Quinn out there. I was texting some boys. I like the Wild in this series. I like the Wild today, especially if Quinn plays. Wall of St. Paul shocked me, but whatever, dude. They know what they're doing. I am shocked how dominant Minnesota looked. And I don't think that's indicative of the series. I'm not saying, oh my God, Minnesota's going to roll now. Dallas is way too talented. But I was shocked how much Minnesota came out on the fucking gas pedal and dude, did not let up. And it is not easy to suffocate. Dude, don't forget, remember the game, I forget when it was, but it was recent. It was like one of the last games they played in the regular season. Minnesota went up like 4-1, and then Dallas won that game 5-4 because they are that good and they have no fight. And one of my boys in Dallas texted me like, "This is game 0, of the incoming 7-game series."
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. Get in your head game.
Yes, and this is a same deal. I'm like, okay, here, but get ready for the Dallas pushback. And then Robo scored. I think it was 4-0 already, but I'm like, here they come. And it was like, Minnesota was not here for it today, dude. Stepping on fucking throats in an electric atmosphere. That is a great rink. That is a great rabid fan base. And that has to be the most impressed we are by anybody, probably, right? In you look at the 7-game ones we saw. Like, you leave that holy shit.
Decisive. That was a decisive statement. Obviously, it's too early for all these for us to call anything, but if you're just analyzing that one game, it's like Minnesota came here to play. And I think that makes a difference with a lot of these teams. It's like, and a lot of times it is the road team that shows up and shows up more ready to play than the ones who maybe are at home, who maybe haven't played a meaningful game in the past week or so, who now have to fucking get their shit together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, dude. And you also go, think about the pressure game too. If you're Dallas, where you now go, I have to win game 2. I cannot go back to Minnesota down 0-2. I know it's happened, but it's like, and maybe they even did it to recently. I feel like one of these Star series recently, they like lost 2 at home to Vegas and came back and won or some shit. But you just don't want to be in that hole. And now not only did you lose, but you got fucking dog walked. And I'm like, uh-oh. And it's like, is Rupe coming back? You're down some horses in a fucking tilt, and this is not good. And this one pains me to admit, Ev. Jake Ottinger, like take the Krill goal, absolute fucking snipe show, whatever. That team's talented. They scored some good goals, but at the end of the day, a lot of goals are going into your net. And Jake Ottinger, who I have loved since BU, and is the man. And I truly believe one of the most talented goalies in the league, and then comes in rookie year and puts on one of the greatest 7-game clinics I've ever seen in a loss to the Flames, which gave him all this playoff hype. I mean, dude, you have his coach calling him out last year, pulling him in game 7, and then going, he can't beat these guys. And then his coach gets fired over it because they're like, oh, Otter's our guy. Eventually, if you were going to be this theoretically Vezina caliber guy, eventually you need to touch the sun again in the playoffs. And if they get popped, dude, if they get popped by the Wild in 5 games and Jake Ottinger lets in 4 goals a game, like some heavy big boy questions are going to get asked about that contract in that position. And I don't want that for him. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying, like, holy fuck.
Here's another stat for you on this one. They're about even on shots on goal at 29 and 28 here, but Minnesota had 17 block shots. To Dallas's 8. I mean, that
it's like Marty said, right? Like they're like, I forget what he called it, like like a solid steel or skill or something. I forget what he said, but he's like they're heavy skill. You know, like they're here to fuck you up, and that stat plays right into that. You know, like they're standing in front of pucks. Okay, so then we go to your boys, Ev. Pens, Flyers. You take the floor here. What'd you think?
All I'm going to say is it's game 1 of the playoffs. Why are we wearing the third jerseys? Guys, come on. This is take it seriously. It isn't a fucking mid-December fuck around game against like, you know, Dallas or a team on the West that you never play. I just hate it when they're like, because then it makes me go do crazy things and say like, oh, it's because they wore the third jerseys. That's why they lost, which is just me fucking around. But yeah, I mean, again, we were talking about like, you got to be ready to play. The Penguins were not as ready to play as the Flyers were. They just looked a little flat for the first half of that game. And here's the thing about the Penguins. Their identity is scoring, skill, speed when they can have it, and it's been lackluster, but lately they've had some younger guys who've been speedy. So when the Penguins don't score, they start to get frustrated. The Flyers' identity is hitting and bodies, and so they don't have to score to feel like they're playing their game, right? So Correct. I think the longer the Penguins go without scoring, the more frustrated they get, and I've seen this happen to them before, and they start playing into the shit, and then they make mistakes, and Philadelphia capitalizes on it, and they're a younger team, you know? And sometimes that's all it takes to put you over the edge in a game like this. So
I'll say this, Ev.
Yeah.
The Flyers, first of all, Porter Martone is a fucking superstar. I'm so excited for his NHL career. He scored 4 goals in his 7 regular season games. He scores the game-winning goal in his first fucking playoff game. I thought Stuart Skinner was pretty good. I don't think he was a problem by any means. I don't know what you thought as a Pens fan, but and maybe he wants that Porter one back, kind of, because he kind of just got beat up high. But I thought Stuart Skinner gave you what you needed.
Oh, no, I mean, honestly, it would have been like 3-0 in the first if Skinner had not come up with some pretty big saves that you worry about weeks ago, and now you see him. And I came out of that first period 0-0, and I'm like, all right, well, I feel pretty good about that because at least we can rely on him. And all we need to do is get that big goal, and maybe that'll open the floodgates, you know?
Totally. So I'm happy about that. I think the Pens so here's where your point's really astute. Don't forget, you gave us the stat of this is the highest scoring Pens team ever. They had like the 5th most goals in the league or something. What I'm really excited about, because the Pens had no offense in that game. None. They had 12 shots or something like late in the third period, you know?
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
They were like doubling us up on shots for some of that game. It
ridiculous.
Felt like. Yeah.
The Flyers went to a 1-1-3. Whatever you want to call it, trap. You saw the Kings do it a couple years ago. The Flyers went to a 1-1-3 even before they were up. Like when it was 2-2, they went to a 1-1-3, and the Penguins weren't yet willing to just chip the puck in. They were still trying to carry it through the neutral zone. Flyers are breaking everything up, and I thought it was a great call by Tocchet because he like you said, he's coached that team. He knows what he's up against. I will be very interested to see how Dan Muse responds. This is my favorite part about a 7-game series, right? You get these chess matches of like, oh shit, you want to go 1-1-3? Okay. Hey boys, let's mix in a cross ice dump. Let's just go get behind them and bang bodies behind the goal line and make them turn it over in their own zone. I'm really excited to see the chess match here. I think it's going to be a long series. We all had it pretty deep. I'm really excited to see the Penguins' response because I don't expect them to be many more games this series where they go, yeah, we can't even get shots. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm just saying they will answer the strategy plays by the Flyers, and that'll be cool.
Yes, yeah, and I think we talked about this. Pressure at home was part of it, and even though the Penguins have not been in the playoffs for a while, there's always pressure when you're Sidney Crosby, when you've got Malkin, when you've got Carlson, Letang. I mean, you know, these are some big names.
Absolutely.
And they feel like, hey, we're entitled to not entitled in a bad way, but we're entitled to be winners here. And the fact that they weren't able to pull that off decisively quickly, it gets frustrating. There's the other thing. I think you got to put Russ back with Crosby.
Okay.
And because if you're gonna get past that neutral zone that gets clogged up by Philly, Rust and Crosby play better as, grinders. Rust is very good at that kind of hockey where you chip it in and you get into the boards and you just get some dirty goals. You just got to get shit on net especially Correct. That the goaltender for fucking Philadelphia was
Vladar.
pretty fucking good. I mean,
Yep.
I know he had
and he's
numbers
been good. Yep.
Yeah, his numbers were better than Skinner's, and I don't think he outplayed Skinner per se, but he was not
asked to do less.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yep.
they're going to have to change up their. So I think get Chinikov back with Malkin, let that be your second line, and put Russ back with Crosby. That's what I would.
I fucking love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick ad break, and then we'll get into some Sunday games. The NHL playoffs are here, which means every single night is a battle. That's a fact. That's NHL playoffs. We are going to battle every night. And with BetMGM's hat-trick jackpot, you have the chance to get in on this action and win your share of 10 G's in bonus bets. That's how I like to battle, so I recommend that's what you start doing right now. It is so simple. You log into your BetMGM account and you place a bet on an anytime goal scorer. If that person scores, congratulations. Cash that bet, baby. You won. But if that player scores 3 or more goals in that game, you win your bet and you get your share of 10 G's in bonus bets. If you aren't skating with the BetMGM team yet, now is the time to join. Now is the time to show a little fight. Now is the time to battle. Use that bonus code NETTERS, that's NETTERS, and you receive your welcome offer at sign up. You get to participate in the hat-trick jackpot, and you get to be a part of the BetMGM family, just like we are, which means you get to make it legendary. Okay, starting with Kings Avs. I gotta say, Ev, I don't know how much you saw this game. Kings lost. I fucking loved this game from the Kings. I loved it. There was an early Avs goal.
They held on for so long. They held on as long as they could.
There was an early Avs goal that I'm curious what the comment section thinks. It got waved off for goalie interference. I think it was maybe Parker Kelly hit Forsberg, but Dewey hit him, and then he hit the goalie. And it's always tricky because you're like, he was forced in, but I'm kind of like, yeah, but he was forced in, and there was gap. Like, I don't know. He went to Dewey's allowed to do that, basically. Like, Dewey did not commit a penalty. Dewey held his ground. The guy ricocheted off Dewey and then drilled the goalie. I liked the call. I'll be curious what the comment section thinks. Because of that, it was 0-0 for a while. Do not forget that Dewey had a fucking grade A. Panarin had a grade A. I'm talking like open nets, not just like a good shot from the slot, like open nets that they both missed. Different game, right? Kings go up early. It's a different game.
Yeah.
The Avs are impossible to withhold forever. Like they are going to break through. You're not going to beat the Avs 1-0. You knew it was coming, but I just loved the game, Ev. Like, I thought they frustrated them. Adrian Kempe is the fucking man, and he's in the mixer, dude. He's your best skill player, but he's also face washing Kale behind the net. Not afraid to mix it up. Fucking get into it with the crowd. Like that is just your perfect hockey player, right?
Well, that's how the Kings can have a fighting chance. It's
Definitely
some personality from him, and prodding them along and saying, yeah, well, the Avs may be better than us in literally every stat line that you could think of, but we've got heart and we've got grit. And I was watching the first half of that game thinking like, holy shit, the Kings they could pull this off. Of course they didn't, but I don't know, man.
But I think you made him think a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, right, the Avs won. They're not worried, but I just think the Avs wanted to win that game 5-1, right? And be like, we're going to roll these guys. And now the Avs are going, every game is going to be a battle. And if the Kings can steal 2, like we were saying last episode, now it's a fight. We'll see. Yeah. And maybe the Avs win next game 7-0. And we're like, fuck, never mind. I'm just saying, if you're going to lose, I really liked that game from LA because the Avs are going, whoa, we dodged a few bullets on those early chances. And they're not afraid of us. They're ready to fight. They're going to stifle us all series. Yeah. And if they score if they get a few breaks, like, holy shit. And I thought Forsberg was good in goal. Like, he was great. No real glaring issues, right? Like, the goals the Avs scored were good goals. There was no massive breakdowns. I worry about the Kings special teams still because they got a few power plays where I was like, oh, you get one here. It's interesting. And they just kind of they didn't even threaten that much. There was a couple good Byfield chances, but I think they are going to need a little bit of a breakthrough on their power play if they're going to make this interesting.
Well, that's something to work on during your practice. It's like how do you now adjust based on what you saw?
That's literally
game
all
1?
I'm doing. Yeah, any skates they get between games, I'm literally just like power play. Just like score a fucking power play goal.
Yeah,
please.
Practice on this power play. Yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah, it was a good fucking game. And here's the thing: this game, like a lot of the others in this game 1 sort of slate, like, a good feeling out period from most of these teams. It was like very low scoring at the beginning, like a lot of these games, and this was another one where it's like not much happened in the first period score-wise, on the score sheet. So it's to me that's a good sign for the Kings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're going to Tampa, Montreal. Unfortunately for me, this is the one I got to see the least. I had it on a split screen, but I was just watching Buffalo, Boston with audio and stuff. So I was kind of like jumping to Montreal as I could. Here's my takeaway from everything I saw. I've seen all the highlights, obviously, everything I saw. Hedman obviously is like one of the great defensemen of all time. And there's times where I'm like, you'll be fine. I want to save my Vegas take with Pietrangelo, but I have a similar thought where it's like, you're good. But it's in these like massive playoff moments where you do miss one of the best players to ever live, which is like, duh, Chris. But it's just, these are moments where you're like, fuck, I wish we had him.
Yeah.
Montreal is a great team, which I think last episode we all picked this. I think we all picked Tampa. I think maybe you.
I did. I picked Tampa too.
But none of us had it easy. We were all like, this is going 6-7, like out of respect to Montreal. Maybe I'll get chirped because I was like, Tampa will be embarrassed if they lose to Montreal, but I stand by that. I'd say it again. My takeaway is this. Slav, what a fucking journey for Slav. Like from being a fucking first overall clown show to like, I'm nasty and it's about time I think people are going, oh, he's a bust. And all they've swung to is, oh, he's actually not a bust at all, but he's not that good. And I'm like, still incorrect. He is that good.
Yeah, he's got 3 goals. The overtime, he scored an OT. I mean, come on.
Nasty, dude. 3 peepers, I think, right? We're all 3 power plays?
Let's see.
Every time I looked up there on the power play and he was sniping.
It was. Yeah.
3 power play goals, including the OT winner on the fucking road in Tampa, who everybody and their mother is picking to come out of the East.
I know.
And you slap them in the face. What a moment for him. I'm truly so proud and so happy for him. Like, he took a lot of criticism. He's never wavered. He's stuck with his game. And now look what he's doing. Like you're in the fucking greatest jersey of all time, Montreal Canadiens sweater in a playoff game, having a 3-peeper hattie to beat the Bolts. Like, holy shit.
I mean, this was a really fun fucking game to watch because there were so many like lead changes and of course going to OT, and then they go into OT with that power play.
Exactly.
I think
and
right
Tampa's
before,
like, just kill this. Yeah.
Fucking Jake, what are you doing? But again, it's one of
dude,
those things
crazy play, bro. I know, but like, holy
It's
shit.
like almost
and he had such a
follow-through.
nasty assist on the Hagel goal to tie it on the beeper. And I will say this too. I also want to shout out Brandon Hagel because I fucking love that dude.
He was fierce. Did you see him?
That's what I was right about to say, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me more happy. This is Ovi always says this shit. Hagel scoring that goal, losing his shit on the ice, and then getting on the bench and the camera stays on him and he's looking down. Everybody, let's fucking go, boys.
Yeah.
Right fucking down. And I'm like, I will die for this man. Like, Hagel is a fucking dog. That's the type of guy you want on his team. He's a 100-point guy. He can do everything. He can kill penalties. He can fight. He can score power play goals. Absolute stud, delivering in the biggest moments, and just the energy. I mean, obviously it's playoffs, everybody's fired up, but just the energy that he shows there is like, that's why you play, dude. That's why I love him forever. But, go.
I was just saying, like, it's an OT fucking win for Montreal. So it's, again, this is one of those things I say, like, could have gone the other way. Like, it really, like, this to me, it's shows the tenacity of Montreal. I don't know that Tampa Bay is worried too bad because, again, OT on a fucking power play, this is
whatever.
Just one that they're gonna go to game 2 and go like, let's just put that in the rearview mirror.
Agree completely. There's too much class in that locker room. There's too much class on that staff to be worried. But again, little pressure though, right? Like game 2 at home, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be in the building. We're gonna be there in the mixer. Outside, we're doing the river walk, doing everything, but it's going to be tight buttholes, Ev, in the first period in that crowd. I promise you, there'll be tight buttholes.
Well, yes, they need to score first. In game 2.
And I will say this, and I'm not trying to get Tampa people mad at us because we're on the way there in 3 hours, but and I guess I'm doubling down on the like embarrassing thing. You have to win this series if you're Tampa, in my opinion. I just don't think, dude, after all the shit talk of like, this is how good we are. I picked them to fucking win the cup last year. Because I was like, they're going to get by Florida and go. And you lose to Florida and there's no knock on that. But I think if you lose in the first round again this year, there is some awkward questions. I'll just say that. Like if you lose to Montreal, if you lose game 2 at home, you're like, holy fuck, what are we doing? So a lot of pressure, but I'm with you. They're not worried. No one in that locker room is worried, and I would pick them to win comfortably in game 2. But a lot of pressure.
Well, they better because we're going to be there.
Yeah, I need the crowd.
We need to have some fun.
Okay, and then we did Boston. We did Boston Buffalo, so I'm going to Vegas Mammoth.
Yes.
Here's my takeaway from this one. Logan Cooley is fucking gross at hockey. He opened the scoring after an incredible pass. He hammers a one-timer home, and then he almost had a second on an absolutely disgusting oopsie daisy inside outside. Honestly, I think if he had, after he went back through the guy's legs, I forget what defenseman that was. I think if he had gone the backhand right away, he might have scored. But just like that kid is a shining star. This Utah team is not going to be pushed around. They are completely here to win this series. I actually thought they played better. I thought they were the better team. I don't think it was dominant, but if you're making me pick, I thought they were the better team in this game. Vegas is interesting because they should be nasty, right? And they were kind of underperforming this year. They get torched. They go 7-0-1. I'm like, holy shit. Here comes the cup favorite. And then, down 1-0, down 2-1. I was like, wait, do they stink? And I think we both agree they probably stole this one, but they are relentless now. And I don't know if that's just torts or whatever. It's the roster construction, but this team did not stop. Stop.
Yeah, they know how to play in the playoffs, right? And
yes.
I think it was like unsurprising that Vegas knew the intensity level of the playoffs, even though part of you at the beginning of that game was going, "Oh, will the real Knights please stand up? Is it the one from a month and a half ago, or is it the Knights from like a week or 2 weeks ago?" Right?
Exactly.
And then the other flip of that is you're looking at the Mammoth going like, these are these first times they're in the playoffs and they're they're all over the ice. I mean, they're
like happy
you
to
said,
be here. Yeah,
exactly. And they were really passing the eye test for me. And even though they didn't win the game, I'm looking at them going, wow, they won it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They really do. So. On the stat sheet, they didn't do any better numbers than the Knights did necessarily, but it just felt like they had some juice, more than you would expect.
Agree. And I'll say Carter Hart, the second goal obviously was crazy, but like I don't think that's Carter Hart's fault. Like he's making a save, it hits the defense, and just shit happens.
Yeah.
And he made some pretty big saves in that game. If he plays top tier goalie, Vegas becomes a different team. And even if it's not Carter Hart, if they get top tier goaltending, Vegas becomes a different team. I thought he really answered the bell in game one. He gave a goal on a great Logan Cooley on a great backdoor pass, 1T, and then a second fluky goal, and that's all he gives up. And Vegas, they lost a couple games last year to Edmonton specifically, that I think, where you're kind of like choking up late leads or whatever. See them flip the switch in game one where they go, dude, let's get it done. They never wavered. They get a Mark Stone power play goal to tie it. I think that was in the third, and then bang, and then an empty netter, and like now you're rolling. That's a gritty win. That is a gritty win from Vegas. I still think that'll be a tough series, but Vegas, I'm not saying they answered questions for me, but I was like, they're halfway through that game. I was like, Vegas is going to lose this game. I don't think they're out of the series, but this is where Vegas dumps game one and they go, well, we'll figure it out. To have them come back and battle showed me something, I guess, is how I'll phrase it.
That's the Torts effect, baby.
Yes, I actually think so. That's what's cool.
Be. Yeah.
So fucking rights, man. We are here. We are in playoffs. All of these series are going to be awesome. Not a single one feels like there were a few last year where you're like, oh, they're going to roll. That one's in 5, whatever. After having watched 7 game ones, I'm like, these are all going 7. It does feel like we are in some tilts.
Yeah. It's just so much fun, man. And again, it's like I felt like every team did have sort of a strange feeling out first period. It almost felt like, and then beyond that, it just the fucking doors blew open after that first period. For most
incredible,
teams.
Dude.
Yeah.
So let's take an ad break, and we're going to come back with an all-time Wyatt Russell interview. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did. What an epic hockey career the guy had. And then just to pivot into an all-time Marvel superstar acting career.
Yeah.
And on top of that, just one of the great homies I have ever met.
It's great. Such a cool dude, man. Just
legitimately
unpretentious, fucking nice as hell.
Dude, I didn't even tell him this, Ev. We have mutual friends. And we since we moved, I've been in LA 13 years. We kept like just missing each other. You know, he did that Lodge 49 AMC show. I was working at AMC. We just kept missing each other a million times. And I was like, I feel like I'm destined to meet Wyatt, but I just haven't yet. And then this happened. And now my only feeling is I'm so mad I didn't meet him 13 years ago. Like I have wasted so much time being his friend, not being his friend, that I'm so excited to be it now.
I know you guys could have been beer leaguing it together. What the hell?
I'm going to get him out there.
Gotta get him out there.
Unreal dude. Ad break. Enjoy Wyatt Russell when we come back. Guys, for me, I love to eat healthy. You all know this, but it's not even a willpower problem. I feel like that's always the narrative. Like, oh man, I just don't have the willpower to eat healthy. I actually do. It is legitimately a setup problem. I don't have time. I can't cook. I'm never home. I don't know what's going on. How do I eat healthy? That's when I found Factor. That's when everything changed. Factor has meals built around your goals. And by the way, that can be weight loss. It can be just overall nutrition, more protein, like everybody on earth, GLP-1 support, strength recovery workout, whatever you want. You can check it out on Factor. Every meal is crafted with functional ingredients. They got lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole foods, the whole thing. Okay. It's fresh. It's never frozen. There's over 100 rotating weekly meals. Are you kidding me? There's globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean and Asian. There's always something to look forward to. It's so awesome. And they just relaunched the ready-to-eat salads, which has insane ingredients. Like there's like elote corn and miso edamame. Like what are we talking about? It's that good. There's over 70 add-ons to round out the nutrition. It's unbelievable. It's ready in 2 minutes. Factor shops, they prep, they cook, they deliver everything straight to your door. Can you have it any easier? No, you cannot. It's that simple. So head to factormeals.com/netters50off and use code netters50off. That's NETTERS50OFF to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscriptions only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See the website for more details. Let me ask you a question. What does Friday night smell like to you? Because if you could bottle the feeling of a Friday night, what would it smell like? I'm not talking Saturday morning. I'm talking Friday night when the whole weekend is ahead of you. What is that scent? I'm telling you what, Dr. Squatch has the answer because we have a soap now. Friday Beers has a soap. We've teamed up with Dr. Squatch and made a limited edition brick. How fresh is that? Are you kidding me? The scent, check this out. Try this on for size. The scent is whiskey, tobacco, and mahogany. Are you kidding? Who in the office do you think that was based off? Now you can smell like us any day you want. That's ridiculous. We got Friday night rituals. I know you do too. What's your Friday routine? When does the weekend officially start for you? When is the first text fired off in that group chat? When does the playlist go on? What if your shower was part of that pregame? Because that's what we're giving to you right now. It's absolutely incredible. You can grab a single brick or you can save with the Friday night 3-pack bundle available now at drsquatch.com. We're running a giveaway. There's a weekend trip to Nashville for you and 2 friends. The prizes include round trip flights for 3, hotel for 2 nights, $500 cash, $500 to the Almost Friday Sporting Club, a curated Nashville itinerary, and $500 in Dr. Squatch products. You can enter at drsquatch.com between April 15th and May 12th. There's no purchase necessary. I'm telling you guys, this is an all-time offer. So rally the fellas and go to drsquatch.com and grab the limited edition Friday night brick before it's gone, single or 3-pack. All right, babes, quick break because I really need to talk to you about the brand new slate of hot heat Netters merch that is available now through our online store. We have the freshest fits for playoffs. I love making new merch for playoffs. It literally brings me so much joy. And that is this year's playoffs 2026. So get it now because before you know it, it's going to be midsummer. We're going to be partying on boats for the 4th of July. Hockey season's going to be over and you'll be the only Avs fan at the pool without a Naughty by Nature shirt. And you're going to be thinking, what did I do wrong? I'm telling you what you didn't wrong. You didn't go to the Empty Netter store right now because we've got stuff for the Habs. Cole Caulfield will score 50, which he's the greatest 30 goal scorer to ever pop 50 in the next year, which we love. We've got stuff for the Mormons and the Utah Mammoth. Where else can you get a shirt with John Cooper smoking a fat Cuban cigar with a lightning bolt in the logo? It's incredible. The playoffs are here. There's no time to waste. There's new Netters merch. It's here right now. You go to almostfriday.shop or you scan the QR code on the banner below and you get yours now. You do not want to miss out on this. Your team is in the playoffs. Enjoy it. You got us in your ears. Now put us on your shirt, your hat, your hoodie, what have you. We got new Netters gear. You got to get some. Go check it out right now.
All right. Well, this intro is going to be special.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because we are joined by an LA native who had a long, amazing hockey career, winning a world championship as a Pee-wee in Quebec.
Boom.
And a British Columbia regional championship in juniors. Boom. He played D1 at the University of Alabama Huntsville Chargers, played pro hockey in Germany and the Netherlands, and participated in the 2022 NHL All-Star Skills Competition Breakaway Challenge.
Yeah, I did do that too.
Injuries took him out of the game, and he said, let's give acting a shot, and you are now absolutely crushing it. You know him from things like 22 Jump Street, Black Mirror, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Thunderbolts, Goon the Last Enforcer, our personal favorite, Everybody Wants Some.
Oh, nice.
And now, Monarch Legacy of the Monsters. just to name a few. You've been nominated for 8 awards.
Have I?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And you have
Oh, yeah.
upcoming projects, including Steven Spielberg's highly anticipated Disclosure Day, and of course, Avengers Doomsday. Namco Steinhoff, a.k.a. Wyatt Russell, welcome to the Empty Netters podcast.
You guys do the research. Wow. Oh, my God.
Before we get into anything, walk us through Namco Steinhoff.
Okay. This is like starting at the end.
Yeah. We're Tarantinoing this shit.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I totally understand it. Hockey's a blue-collar Canadian sport, right?
Yes, sir.
And Northeastern sport. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world that my parents were famous.
Yep.
My parents are Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Yep.
Walking into like Abbotsford when you were 16 years old into the Abbey Arena, which was like 2,000 people, but like all right on top of you. It was amazing as junior B. That was difficult because they all wanted me to die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They wanted to see death on the ice because that would be awesome for them. But you had to, I grinded through that.
God, I miss Junior.
Oh, it was the greatest. Like
I know.
going to Chilliwack and like, before Chilliwack built their new stadium, it's not new anymore. It's 20 years old. But when I was playing, it was new. You'd have like drunk people throwing beer bottles at you, and the stadium was built like that. So you just like
dude,
everything
right on top
was
of you.
right on top of you.
Oh, yeah.
I remember. Again, I'm getting off track. Sorry, but there was a game.
You're firing me up.
where we were. It was like 3-2, and there was a big fight in the third period. And that place was like the loudest place I've ever been in my life, and I was so intimidated. But like it was such a special experience. Anyway, that was the environment. So people wanted blood, and like Salmon Arm and Quesnel, like, they just wanted blood.
Oh, yeah.
So when I got through playing, and it also wasn't always the greatest with coaches who didn't want to deal with some of the bullshit that came along with it, and I didn't have anything to do with it. It just did.
Yeah.
So I didn't blame them.
Yeah.
And so when I went to go play professional hockey, I was with my friend Peter Grenny. We were at his house in Colorado, and I had a little break in between when I was leaving there and leaving Colorado and going to play hockey in Germany. And I was like, I don't want my name.
Yeah.
I just want to go play hockey and have nobody know who I am and just play. And so we came up with the name Steinhoff first because that's my mother's maiden name, my mother's mom's maiden name.
Yep.
So my grandmother's maiden name was Steinhoff. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to Germany, Steinhoff, blend right in.
Yeah. They're going to think you're a local.
Right.
It's great.
And then Namco was, remember that like there was like a game company.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if it was. It is
dying to
literally
know
like
how
an
you came up
old
with
school
it.
gaming
It was
company.
an old
Yeah.
school gaming company.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I was probably stoned.
Yeah.
And I was like, Namco Steinhoff. And it just made us laugh. And I was like, that's the name I want to do. And I really tried.
Dude, like you were definitely playing Sega Genesis. And like
100%.
Namco popped up and you were like, fuck, that's a sick name.
100%. And so that's what I want. I wanted to just go play it. And of course, that was an insane idea that would have not worked.
Yeah.
But it would have really backfired, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because then they would have found out who you were and been like, this guy changed his name just to hide from us.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it was not, it was never going to work out, but the story remains a good one because the name I thought was fucking great.
It is great.
When you come up with it in that moment, you're like, this is gold.
I cannot believe it.
Totally.
I can't believe it hasn't been a character of yours yet. Like, we need that deep cut.
I have never thought of introducing that to a director. Like, you got an idea. Just hear me out.
I'm looking at the script and I like this name. It's good. But have we ever thought about Namco Steinhoff?
Yeah, I pitched it to Steven Spielberg. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the name of the movie, but yeah, I'd love to pitch Namco Steinhoff.
That is just incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, dude, you actually have, we were talking before, you got a little bit of Maine in you too, because we grew up in Maine, York Beach.
Yeah.
And I think this is right. Your dad's grandfather, Buddy,
Yes.
was like had a cabin up there, had a buffet in Sebago. Is that the origin story?
Yes. So my great grandfather, Buddy, who my son is named after, he was a pilot in World War II, and he was the first float plane operator in Maine ever.
Come on.
And we got, I believe, on the can a little homage to
An homage to Bud. Yeah.
Yes,
He
special.
Yeah. So part of Lake Hour was that the story goes he crash landed on Kennebago Lake. And this was like pre-war, I believe. And he said, like, I'm going to buy this lake one day. I'm going to turn it into a business. And that was his vision.
Yeah.
He did buy the lake, or he bought the area around the lake.
Yeah.
He built the road into the lake that's still called Bud Russell Road. You can look it up.
So trick.
And he created the first fly fishing only lake in Maine. It was right next to Grant's Camps, which is across the lake. And then a hunting cabin, or a hunting camp. So like my dad would start the fires in the morning for the hunters, and like he built 32 cabins, and then he would sell one off every year, and that was his retirement. But they had an incredible like buffet that he called the American Plan, and it was you go up and it's all you can eat. But the buffet, I've seen pictures of it. You hear stories and you're like, yeah, I'm sure it's amazing.
Yeah,
like,
it's a buffet.
It was a buffet. Yeah, and like the Red Lobsters in my mind. And this was like epic. The pictures are epic. It's the greatest buffet you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
and they had people. He would fly people in from Florida. He used to fly Yankees back from spring training.
Yeah, no way.
And so like that was his job, And so my grandfather, Bing, Buddy's son, his godfather's Lefty Gomez, because Buddy would fly a lot of those guys, and then Bing got into baseball, and so Lou Gehrig and all of these dudes but Bing had relationships with, which is how he got into baseball. Buddy had nothing to do with baseball, but Maine was where they grew up and where my dad would go every summer. From the time he was born, he was born there. Yeah. And then they moved to California, and then they'd drive back every summer when my granddad wanted to come to LA and try being an actor and stuntman and all this shit. But that was the origins of the story. And then we still had that camp up until Uwe died. My grandmother, she was 103. She lived in Rangeley.
What a weapon.
Oh, she was unbelievable. Could tell you the parade route from the school down the thing, each one, but wouldn't remember your name after 10 minutes. I remember my mom got her she wanted, if it was her 100th birthday, we went up and we celebrated on Rangeley Lake at camp. And it was cool because you're seeing all the different things that all the pictures from a million years ago. And my mom got her a scarf. And I looked at the scarf and it was my scarf. And she was like, I just think I should get her something. She won't, we'll take it back from her. She won't remember. And I'm like, I don't want to take it back from her.
It's her 100th birthday gift.
100th birthday gift. But she lived and lived the last of her days in the Rangeley Junior High School, which used to be in the Rangeley Old Folks Home, which used to be the junior high school that she taught in.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. A very small world. And then
that's amazing.
Yeah. And so, but that's where, every house you go to, I don't know if you guys have this experience with any other northern parts of Maine, but oh, let's go look at the town. Every house. Now, my cousin's name is Philbrick. Their last name is Philbrick. We're Russell. Yep. Every house. On top of the house, Russell, Philbrick, Russell, Philbrick. It's you can't, if you don't marry your cousin, you're weird.
Dude. If you go up to the Noble Light area in York, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, it's just tiny town, but super special and super unique and super what this was to me. So when I started the company, not to get into the drink, but when I started the company, that was the feeling behind it was this kind of world is special. It's timeless. It's unique, and I just want to be there all the time. And I want to feel that way all the time, and we can't, obviously. Yeah. But that part of the world is very, very, very special to me because it's who we are.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Can relate.
Yeah,
heavily.
We have the same
heavily.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's awesome.
Well, the hockey story for you goes, you're 3. It's your first memory is you putting on skates in Toronto, bench to bench, ripping around. Yeah. I think your dad paid the kid $40 to keep them. So he's keeping these skates. Yes. So was it an outdoor rink, or were you inside?
It was an outdoor rink.
Okay, so iconically
Toronto
experience.
Yeah. So it was just to kill time.
Yeah.
So my dad,
because your mom was on set, right?
Yes. Yeah. My mom was doing a movie. My dad was like, okay, I was going to kill time with my kid. And he's not a hockey player,
Could he skate even, or was he?
No.
Really, yeah, wow, that's crazy.
He could glide around. Yeah. But even during Miracle, he would come out to some of my goalie. We'd have goalie practices.
Yeah.
And on Saturday mornings at 7 or 8, he'd come out with Paul Fricker and I, my goalie coach, with a couple of the other guys, and he would practice skating.
Yeah.
So that he could do coach skating. But he never was a hockey player. He was a baseball player.
Yeah.
And so that was really special for me, just because it was something I found completely on my own. It wasn't he was playing baseball. My grandfather played baseball. My cousin played 20 years for the Mets and the Braves and the Cubs. That was the track.
Yeah.
This was something totally my own. And for whatever reason, when you're that young, you have these core memories That was fucking core.
Yeah.
And I remember everything about it. I remember this guy that had jeans on. He was flying around. He looked like he was an NHL hockey player. And he probably was like, one of those guys who like hurts kids on the ice at free skate.
At your league. Yeah.
Dudes that like weaving
that
in
dude's still
between
playing beer league
5-year-olds.
right now.
100%.
I assure you. Yeah.
And it was freezing cold, and I just like loved it. And my dad saw it, and he was like, well, okay. And then he put me in a league. He paid $20.
Okay, yeah.
He goes, the story was, because I remember it so specifically. He goes, can I take these skates? Can I buy these skates? And the guy was like, no, the rentals.
Not.
They're clip-on rentals.
And he goes, what if I steal them and leave you $20? That was what he said.
Yeah.
And the kid was like, okay.
Kid's high as hell. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so we got home, and then he put me in Marina City. The Marina City Sharks, where the Kings used to practice in Culver City.
Yeah, right, dude.
It's now a freight shipping place. It's
devastating.
Unfortunate. Yeah. But that was where the King, and it's a shithole.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute horrible. You could stand on one side of the corner and just like glide to center ice.
Yeah.
But that was where I started playing hockey, and that was where the Kings played, and it was so fun because the Kings would come on after we would be there, and like it was really the only hockey rink within an hour of Culver City. There were other ones. Norwalk was one, and then there was other ones, other places, but there was no Health South or what is it called now?
Toyota Sports Center. Yeah.
It was Health South when it started. That was the first they built a real arena, and that's where hockey really it's a long hockey story. I've told it on many podcasts, but basically the Russian infusion into California hockey was what built California hockey.
Yeah.
And a couple people who were coaching skills guys, and then you have like Brett Sterling and Gabe Gauthier and Brian Salcido, and these guys who played in the NHL, Raymond Macias.
Yeah.
They were all players who came from that time period, and they were all on the Pee Wee Quebec team. Like my Pee Wee Quebec team was stacked.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Stacked. Now there were no like future Hall of Famers on the team, but we were stacked.
And it's funny to think about it here. Like the team here was stacked. That's nuts.
When you think about it, like think about how many Southern California kids there are. And so we had one kid, Keith Ocampo, who would fly from San Jose on a Southwest flight. He would land, he'd come to Long Beach, practice, and then go home.
It's fucking insane.
That is
it's insane.
It was the best team to play on, and it's morphed over the years. But like was a very interesting trajectory. Anyway, that was me putting my dad into my dad putting me into hockey that way. Here was at a time when hockey was developing, and like you talk about like riding the wave of something. It was like a very strong wave that people think Gretzky created.
Right, dude. That's actually really cool.
It's a misnomer.
Yeah.
Gretzky created a huge spike.
Yeah. Didn't hurt. Yeah.
Hockey was in Los Angeles super expensive.
Yep.
Very expensive to chill rinks, and it's very expensive real estate.
Yeah.
So that means that all of the expenses that go into a parent paying for hockey are expensive. Plus, you have to travel everywhere, right? You're going to Vancouver, Quebec, Montreal, Toronto, every weekend.
Yeah. Right.
So you're paying for hotels, you're paying for flights, you're paying for all that shit. There's no like Greater Metro Toronto League where you're just driving to that
exactly.
doesn't exist if you want competition.
Yeah.
So it dropped dramatically until the first Pee Wee Quebec team won before us.
Yeah.
And that was with Gabe and with kids who were a year older than me. Then we won, and it was like parents looking at it going, oh, my child has a path to a scholarship, or a path to this league called the WHL that I've never heard of, or like all these different
there
things.
There is a future
There's a future for my kid, not just like this aspirational LA Kings. Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna play in the NHL, whatever. I don't know what that is. It became like, oh, you can get a scholarship to Michigan, or you can get a scholarship to Boston College, or Boston University, or play the development program. To what is this thing? And now it's a thing.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well, I completely get the falling in love with skating the first time. Our buddy Marty always says skating is like the closest we get to flying.
Totally.
It's amazing.
Yes.
But how did you go from going ripping bench to bench to being like, I want to be a goalie?
So when I got into the league,
we don't want to hear the fucking bullshit mask story.
Yeah, like I like how
there's no way that's
no,
actually
that was later.
Okay.
But that's true.
Yeah.
But it was later. It was after I started developed into like, oh, this is why I like this, and I was like doing self-psychology.
Yeah.
You know, because I did go to hockey games very young with my dad when I was like 5 years old. Right?
Yeah.
And you can feel it when you're a kid. You're not fucking stupid when you're 5 years old. You're just inexperienced.
Yeah.
But you can feel when people are different, right, around your parents. For me specifically, I just wanted to fucking go be with my dad.
Yeah, right.
That was it. That's what people can't wrap your head around, because you're looking at it like, well, it's Kurt Russell. Like, well, to me, it's my fucking dad.
Yeah.
Who I love more than anybody on planet Earth. My mom, I love more than anybody on planet. I just want to be there with them. When I put the mask on, you couldn't see my face, which means like I could walk down anywhere and like I'm invisible.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
It was great. And then like you can just determine whether you like me. And it was a young child. Do you like me or not? You're seeking approval. If I win the game, or if I have really good goals against average at the end of the year, or really great save percentage, like you can't say anything other than like you're fucking good.
Yeah, right. It does not a name brand.
And
there's nothing else you can do about it.
There's something mystical about goalies. Like I never played goalie, and I remember distinctly at a fucking Scholastic book fair in elementary school, you get like stamps that you can buy shit with, and I randomly bought a poster with it was like Wa Brodeur, Curtis Joseph on it, and I was like, why do I have a goalie poster in my room? But it's like goalies are sick. They look sick, and there's like something kind of mysterious about them. I
just love that like it was something I could manage to control.
Yeah,
like
hell yeah.
You can control. If I got a shutout every game, I'd be in the NHL.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And so that I liked like striving for something very objective.
Yes.
Where everything else in my life was extremely subjective. So that part of it I did like. Now, but early on, I just liked winning.
Yeah.
The feeling of winning was good. Everybody was happy after you won. All the parents were happy at the, like TGI Friday party. Like everybody was happy. So I was like,
hell yeah.
If
Drinking
I
IBC root beers at an Applebee's.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure it's totally it's totally like narcissistic personality disorder probably if we were to break it down. But I was like, if I'm the goalie and I don't allow any goals, like we will always win.
Yeah.
Like let me be that guy.
Yeah.
And then you realize like also if you lose and let in 3 bad goals, like nobody wants to talk to you. So there's the double-edged sword of it. But I did like that part of it, and it just like appealed to me. I liked stopping the puck. I liked the feeling of it. Yeah. I liked the feeling of everybody at the end of the game goes down to you to hug you.
Definitely.
There's kid approval shit in there too that made me want to play that position. So, and the coach said I couldn't be on the team unless my dad put me in goal because I would stay down with other goalies. I was like, 2 goalies, they're never going to score.
Yeah. There you go.
Like, we can't play hockey with 4 people on the ice.
That's so sick.
So,
amazing.
I
That's
love
why.
it. You mentioned winning the Pee Wee Championship the year after those guys kind of broke the seal.
Yeah.
But that's a game, like, I feel like people don't, especially people from Maine, Mass. Minnesota gets there.
Yeah.
It's like, that's in front of like 18,000 people.
Dude, it was wild.
And like, you're like signing posters and shit and like having a genuine taste of like, I'm a fucking star goalie here.
Yes.
How crazy was that?
It was so crazy, but it was even crazier with like our billet family. We had like, you're 13. You're in it's French Canadian.
Yeah.
It's Quebec in 2000. So things are a little different with girls. Things are a little different with young boys. Definitely. It was, you're 13, 14 years old isn't young there. It was like a whole different experience. So we were like, well, so you're getting out and girls are excited about it.
Yeah.
They're developed at a very different way than they did in Los Angeles at that time. And so like you were feeling that like, whoa, like this girl like likes me. Like, no, she doesn't actually like you, like because you like won a hockey game. But
you're like, sweet, I don't care.
It doesn't matter to me. Like, this is awesome. And you walk out of this door. They still do it. You go out, you come out of a door. Everybody comes out of the same door. And at the end of the first game we won, it was like a couple people there. At the end of the fourth game when we were like going to the championship game, it was like, holy shit, there's like hundreds of people here for my autograph. And there's big posters. All of a sudden you're getting the pin trading thing. And all those people are like, trading the pins. And like your pin's like super, super valuable.
So sick.
And so you're trading like 10 pins for one pin. Like I don't have one single pin left. Trading your jacket with like Team Russia and all these. It was just an incredible experience, and still is for all of those kids that go do it because it does give you the taste. We played the Junior Frontenac, and there was 18,000 people at the game, and it was like,
nuts, dude.
God,
Dude,
it was wild. And then you could still smoke in the arena. So you could like smell the smoke.
Yeah, it's so great.
Little young lungs. Dude.
Yeah.
Teach them young, baby.
Yeah, it was really wild. So that was something like I'll never forget that. And it was very formative, being able to achieve something like that at 13 years old, which is like the Little League World Series of baseball.
Yeah.
that sticks with you. Is like, oh wow, that was the first time really for me that it was like I was a part of this winning team. That was a pretty special thing we accomplished. Like, I think I can do this.
Hell yes.
At a level. Like, let me really try. And that was the first, like, moment where you went, okay, like, let's fucking go for it.
Yeah.
And look at where we're going to go next.
Yeah. Did you actually sleep with the goalie stick out of superstition?
Yeah, I did.
I love that.
I did. I would tape it and sleep it with it in the little basement of where me and Scott Cohen and Nathan Grochmal, Nate Grochmal, amazing hockey player, played in the Dub for a while. Mormon went on his mission. He was like a second, third round draft pick, and was like, nope, I'm out. And we were like, really?
Became an elder.
And
that's unbelievable.
That was his life path.
Holy
shit!
shit!
It was like all the respect to Nate because he's the best dude ever. He's got kids now, and I'm sure he's wonderful. I haven't talked to him in a million years, but it had some really special people on that team, and that little like pod we were in. It was fucking magic, But yes, I slept with my goalie stick.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to have something.
Dude,
you got to have something.
In prep school, I used to sleep with my skates in my bed, like by my feet.
What position did you play?
D.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. So we were tight.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of shots.
Great. Yeah. Totally. Perfect. Love you.
Well, you're talking about kind of going for it, like when you do win shit like that, you're like, I'm doing it, and certainly that's what juniors is. Where you're like, we're going to the NHL era.
Yes.
And you played juniors for a while, and you had some sick numbers for Brampton, dude.
Yeah, Brampton was great. It was very interesting because when I played in the BC Junior, it was. I was like, whoa, okay, this is like, it was a step up. We had won regional, the junior B, it was 15 or 16. We had won the regionals, and it was like, oh, this is like fucking awesome. And I was highly recruited into the BC Junior.
Yeah.
And I stayed in Coquitlam because that was close to home. I wasn't ready for the business of what hockey was.
Interesting, yeah, because you're so young.
You're so young. Yeah. You're like, oh shit, I can get like shipped off to anywhere.
Yeah.
And there was a goalie that was ahead of me who was older, and I was sort of like I was nervous, and I felt a lot of pressure to perform because we'd moved there. My parents were, it was living under a microscope, and it was very difficult to perform and not outthink yourself during the game. That was my problem. I would think. It also was my thing that I was very good at doing, where I could think myself through a game. I can control the puck well. I knew when to freeze it. I had great goals against average 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. Like I understood the game very well. So I could manage the game well. When that goes bad, it goes very bad because you start thinking way too much, and I would overthink things. And so then that season, there was a guy named Brock Bradford. Brock went to the USHL in Omaha. Omaha was one of the best teams in the league. Brock left without getting any compensation from Omaha. And so the BC Junior at that time in the USHL were competing leagues, right? And it was like, oh shit, we can just lose any of our players to the BC Junior League. I had a family advisor who I was drafted by Des Moines. Yeah. They wanted me to come down and do the camp. And I was like, I don't know if that's such a good idea. Well, I got talked into going to the camp. I got back from camp. Our camp then starts after theirs in Coquitlam. I had a great camp. After that, they were like, oh, we're releasing you so that you can go to Des Moines. And I was like, well, I'm not going to Des Moines. Yeah. And they were like, everybody, this is the weirdest release meeting I've ever had. It was like, we thought we were doing you a favor. You don't have to like pretend you're going to be here, and it's all good, dude. Like you can go to Des Moines. Yeah. You're an American player. You're going to go play in the USHL. That's where you're going to, I'm not doing that. Now I have nowhere to play.
Fuck, dude, that's crazy.
That's how then I went to Chicago and I was like, I really felt fucked up. And I went to Chicago, and it was this really horrible situation where I just was lost. I was just like a lost puppy. I had one amazing game, probably the best game I've ever played, and then backed by one of the worst games I've ever played. In that time period, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I have to. I want to play hockey, but maybe I don't. I get released by Chicago, and then I find this team in Toronto that basically doesn't have a goalie. Yeah. And it was in the good division in the OPJHL. Cam Talbot played for Hamilton. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it, fine, let's go. Like, as long as you have nobody else behind me, like, I'm good. That's when I started to go. I was like, I'm going to go skiing. I'm going to fucking do whatever the fuck I want fuck all of these.
I'll get in the fucking hot tub after every game. Watch me.
And then I went 17-3 or 16-3 or something. I had a great season, and then all of a sudden everything came back around. Scouts were back, and everything was back. And then I had another good season, but I was riddled by injury. I ended up having hip dysplasia, which I didn't know, but I did get a scholarship to UAH with Cam. We played together. And it was like the best thing that ever happened to me was going to Toronto and just being given the keys. Being like, here's the keys, go play. Like, you've got no one behind you to just have a good time. And I learned to love hockey again through the people in that organization who gave me the opportunity to, and get me to Alabama, where I had a great time. I just couldn't stay healthy. It was my problem.
It's a story for a lot of us, but it's rediscovering that love is such a good feeling when it does happen.
And it's happened multiple. It's just happened to me again. You leave hockey. I don't know how it was for you guys, but when I left, I was like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I signed all of my pads away to the kids in the arena. I was like, goalie pads, boom, done. I don't want to go home. I don't want to pay the $160 bag fee. Here's the glove, blocker. I only kept my helmet.
Yeah, dude. I remember when I stopped playing the first time I got back on the ice, there was squirrels in my bag. And it was this makes sense.
Half of my blade was rusted out and couldn't even skate on it. So for the first 5 years after that, I was like, hockey, no, thanks. I'm good. I'd play some beer league out and have fun, but I was like, I'm never playing goal again. And then as I've gotten older, I'm almost 40, that I've really gotten to be a fan again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Where you feel like you can't be, you know what I mean? There was that time period where you're like, I can't be a fan. I'm trying to do this.
Yep.
And then you're like, no, you can be a fucking fan. Have fun. It's so fun. I got season tickets to the Kings. The NHL's better than it's ever been in a long time.
It's the best.
So about 3-4 years ago, I really started to become a fan again.
Yeah.
And I've had the most fun taking my kid to a game and, awesome. Just getting back into it. It's been so great for me because it's part of what I love. And this program that I was talking to you about, the Colorado Extreme program that they started in Carbondale, near where I live, that has really brought me back as well, because you can see in the kids, you can see you in that kid who's 7, who's obsessed and cares.
Yeah.
And they want to do something, and you're like, okay, I got it. I know what you want to do. Let me see how I can help.
Yeah.
And that part of it's been really exciting as I've gotten older, you know, because you do have knowledge, you do have expertise and knowledge that you realize I do know how elements of this work, especially mentally for goaltenders. So that's been a lot of fun.
Dude, that mental battle, for every player at that age, but especially goalies, is so intense.
Yeah.
And just going through the turmoil, right, of okay, now I'm off this team, I'm on to a new team, I don't know anybody here, all that shit.
You're so goaltenders are so fragile. The position is built on fragility. My coach in junior would not allow me to be in the locker room in between periods, in between intermission, because he didn't want me, whatever the coach was saying to the team about the forecheck or the back check or neutral zone play or whatever, or who was playing shitty and who wasn't, that didn't pertain to me at all.
Yeah.
It was just I don't need to hear any of that anxiety that's being put onto you guys.
Where were you?
Such a good take.
In the locker room next to us. So he would bring...
Would he sit with you at least?
Yes.
Okay.
So he would come in and we would talk about the period from our perspective.
Yeah.
And you really have to you have to be realistic and understand what's going on, but you also have to stay positive in a different way.
Yeah, totally.
You can't just you can't grit your teeth and be like, fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna go hit somebody and get this aggression out. That's not applicable.
Now, was this the goalie coach who gave you the talking to in McDonald's?
Oh my God, dude. Where did you hear that? Did I tell that to somebody?
Because you don't need to know where I found it out.
Oh my God.
But I love this story.
It's a great story.
And tell everyone, because I think it's such an awesome, this is one of our favorite things about sports and now working in the entertainment industry and just in life in general. Such a lesson that you can take with you forever.
100%.
It's amazing.
Yes. So, Paul Fricker is my goalie coach and life mentor. So my dad met this guy in Vancouver at a tournament. I thought he was a scout, so I was all excited.
Yeah.
Ended up he was just a goalie coach. But he was the type of goalie coach that's unlike anybody I've ever met, person unlike anybody I've ever met. But he really was about preparing you for life through goaltending, specifically, through hockey. But also preparing you for if you're going to be an NHL goalie. And he made you say it. He'd be like, what do you want to be? And as a young kid, you're like, I I want to be a hockey player. Like, what kind of hockey player do you want to be? I want to be a good one. Well, where do you want to play?
Yeah.
I want to play in the NHL. Good. Say it again. I want to play in the NHL. Good. Say it again. He made you state the thing that you wanted to be so that you couldn't hide from it yourself, right? You couldn't give yourself the excuse of, well, I didn't really want to do this anyway. And so he made sure that all of the people that he worked with, including me, that I was being very honest with myself. That was the number one thing. You be honest with yourself. You see yourself in reality. You see yourself in real time. And you'll have a better chance of succeeding when you're trying to get from point A to point B. Because you'll understand what you did wrong. You'll understand what you did right. We'll go over the videotape. But we will assess things correctly. And then you have a better chance of success. So this one game, I was having a stellar season. And I was playing Delta. And we were like, it was like 3-0 in the second period. And I'd played it was fine, but it wasn't it wasn't like my other last 10 games. I was 10-0. Yeah. And so it was like, and in my head, I was like, I need to keep this like perfect record. And like, it's all happening for me. I'm 17 years old. Like now things are opening up and holy shit, like, but I can't have a bad game. So if I like just kind of take myself out of this game, basically pull myself from this game because my like knee had been hurting a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to use this excuse because I don't want to hurt my knee anymore. So I want to take myself out of this game. I took myself out of the game, not literally skate to the bench, but like kind of was like, my leg. And I had the trainer come out and like, I knew what I was doing. I was like faking an injury basically. But in my head, I was like, but my knee hurts a little bit. Yeah. So I get out of the game. We end up tying the game 3-3. Team comes back. And so in my head, I'm like, I fucking got away with one. Yeah. Come back. I'm going to play the next game. It's all good. And like, we're all partying and celebrating because it was a good comeback. Well, my goalie coach comes in the room. And the only fucking person in the crowd that has seen this, he goes, meet me at McDonald's in 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, and it was not unlike anything I'd ever heard him say.
Did you know you were dead in that moment?
100%. It was like, this person is the truth, the way, and the light. They've seen it, and I'm fucked. So he takes me to McDonald's, and he just sits me down, and he goes, like, if you ever do that again, we're done. Yeah. And I cried. Yeah, fuck. I was bawling. Yeah. And then he called it the Voldemort game, which means the game that shall never be spoken of again.
I love that.
I love him telling all this on the podcast. Paul's never listened to it. He's a hermit. So somebody might tell him that they saw it. But it was the best thing anybody ever did for me because it was truly like, you can't hide from the ones who love you most. Yeah. And if you want to do that, then you're fucked. Yeah. Pretty much. And so from that moment on, I made a promise to myself where I was like, I'm going to go down in flames as much as I possibly fucking can and not worry about it and not worry about what other people think and not worry about all of these things I can't control and just control how hard I work and how good of a teammate I am and the things you can control. And I brought that moment in my life with my children. I brought that moment in my life with my wife. I brought that moment in my life with my work now because there's nothing you can do to hide from yourself. You can't do it. It's literally impossible. So I don't want to do that anymore after that moment. I was like, I don't want to hide from myself. I want to be me and unabashedly me, and they'll have to deal with it. And that's hard to do sometimes because people don't always respond to that well. That doesn't mean me being a dick. I don't mean that. I just mean like going out and sometimes it can feel a little cold, but you have to do what you have to do to see things the right way. And so yes, that moment changed my life forever because I still think about it when I go to a movie. It's like I still think about that moment and it's important to me. And that man has been important to me and will be important to my children because I've learned a lot. At some point, your dad, your mom are like, a broken record. You need somebody else in your life to step in as an example for who you're going to be and how you're going to carry yourself forward into like any industry. And he understood that. But he also understood that like you do have a chance of making the NHL. It's possible, it's possible for everybody, but if you don't, take these lessons with you. Yeah. So
shout out the Voldemort game.
Shout out the Voldemort.
The Voldemort.
I mean, we're never going to talk about.
Yeah.
But I did want to touch on Huntsville because first, like your journey's crazy, man. Like it's like LA, Quebec, Vancouver, Chicago, Toronto, now down to Alabama.
Yeah.
And it's also unbelievable that you get down there and your goalie partner's fucking Talbot.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
When you got there, amidst the insane journey, were you like, Jesus fucking Christ, like this stud freshman? Or did you know him from playing?
I knew him from playing.
Okay, great.
So we never met before, but it was like Talbot's like the Hamilton goalie. He's unbelievable. And there were times where like I had better numbers than Talbot.
Yeah.
There were times but he was a fucking killer in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah.
And the first year we played them in the playoffs, and they crushed us. They had a much better team, and like I played okay. I didn't play great. The second year, I got injured during our playoff run against Georgetown. We didn't play them, but they went and like ran the table.
Yeah.
Talbot was always unbelievable, like world class when you needed him to be.
Yeah.
And it was, I loved going to Alabama with him because we had a fun, like from afar goalie camaraderie competition, because I knew he was the best goalie in the league, and he knew I was the only other goalie in our league, in our division, that could give him a run.
Yeah.
And I beat him 1-0 one time, right? And like it was like, you know,
it's fucking awesome.
it was like, yeah. But when we went to school, like he was going to be the number one goalie, but I had the opportunity to fight with a freshman for playing time.
Yeah.
I of course got run off the road by a car, and I was in a boot for the first 2 months of my school. But I was just at that time having so much fun being there. Like I was having so much fun being a hockey player and competing and doing all the. And it also was like sort of the beginning of the end, where I was like, I don't know if I want to keep grinding like this.
The injuries are piling up.
Injuries are piling up, and it was like looking into the future and going, Peoria when I'm 29. Like I don't know if that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that was looking like what it was gonna be. And I just was like, I don't think so. Now, Talbot went on after I left to go play in Europe to have an experience. Talbot had the world's greatest CHA tournament of all time. Yeah. Went to the regional finals, Sweet 16, I think, and lost in overtime to like maybe Notre Dame. I forgot who it was. But that's where he got like noticed. And, and the Rangers signed him as a undrafted free agent. And what I always loved watching about that was goaltending is very interesting. When you're playing junior hockey, you guys know, like you have a lot of guys who are fucking great, like unbelievable players, right? Like just guys who are head and shoulders better. And then you have a lot of guys who are like good. They could be there. They can skate with it, but they can't really hang.
Yeah.
And that creates chaos. Right?
So well said.
So it's chaotic.
Yeah. Yes.
And so for a goalie, you have to be able to play goal and stop the puck well, but also like perform well in chaotic areas. There are some goalies who perform very well in chaos, and some goalies who perform very well in order. Cam, I think, benefited from the better hockey. Yeah. Because as you get higher, passes are crisper, plays are more predictable, where people are going to be are more predictable, systems are more predictable. So I'm seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And so it's pattern recognition for goalies a lot. I know where they're trying to get the puck. I know it's trying to come back to the middle. I know that on this power play, they're trying to get the puck over there to that guy for one time. I know the play is in my head in terms of what's happening. So when there's less chaos for goaltenders, sometimes you have less, you have a better chance of understanding and predicting the play. Yeah. And I think Cam benefited from better hockey because he was always very consistent and really good at using his body and his size, and really good at his angles were great.
Yeah.
And so I think that like seeing him perform that well at that level was not a surprise to me at all.
Yeah.
Because he always a level-headed guy and open, vulnerable guy. You know, Cam was a great person and a great goalie to play with.
That's awesome.
As a goalie partner.
How sick was it a couple years ago as a Kings fan when he was just crushing for the Kings?
We texted a lot then because I have season tickets, so I'd go, and it was just like, I don't know. It was so surreal.
Yeah, it must have been.
You know, it was so surreal. You're like, this is the fucking coolest shit ever. Like, you're a Los Angeles King playing, and I get to like bring my kid to watch Taubes play.
It's so weird. It's actually kind of a similar situation because he obviously started with the Rangers. I'm high school teammates and buddies with Chris Kreider. And it wasn't until he came to the Ducks that I was like, oh, you're in my backyard playing every night. Like, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
So like it
so
is a cool feeling.
It's not like, it wasn't one of those things. My least favorite people in the world are like, I could have been there because I played. No, that's not what it is. What it is like seeing somebody who you saw put in the work.
Yeah.
Like I saw him at, we called it, like, if you didn't run the mile in college at UAH, if you didn't run the mile in under 12 minutes, or I think it was 3 miles. Was it 12?
I was like 1 mile.
No, it was 2.5 miles or 3 miles in 12 minutes. So it's something under 12 minutes. But it was hard to do.
Yeah.
And him and I both didn't do it, and so we had to go ride the bike. Like an extra cardio workout.
Yeah.
And you're just watching people. Everybody, not just Cam, all the players who are working so fucking hard to make this thing work. And then you see success and the people that you played with have that success.
Awesome.
And you're like, that is fucking so affirming.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, put in the work. It will happen. It might not happen right now. Didn't happen right then for me, but it'll happen if you just keep putting in the work and trying to enjoy it. And I just have derived so much joy out of watching Cam do so well. Like the dude's he's like, I don't know, 400 wins, like over 400 wins.
Yeah, he's way up there. He's like
there.
one of the best undrafted goalies of all time. Yeah, it's crazy.
I said that to him the other day. He's like, I don't know, Sean Burke was up there too. And I'm like,
you're like, shut up.
I was like, you must be the best goalie in history to have played for that amount of teams.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No doubt. Oh, yeah.
Right?
He's, no question.
Yeah.
And also, like, this revival he's had in the last few years of his career of being so good on all these different teams has been unbelievable.
Unbelievable to watch. Like, it's so great.
Yeah.
So, nobody's happier than Taubes for Taubes than me. And probably his family's a little happier.
Yeah.
But it's right there.
But it's right there. I just love seeing
you obviously had amazing times down there. I can only imagine playing, hockey at that level in Bama.
Oh, yeah.
But you then obviously... You go over to Europe.
Yeah.
You play in the Netherlands. You play in Germany, which it's like the fact that there are pro leagues there are so cool. It's a grind, I'm sure, but also so fun. You win a championship in Germany.
Yeah.
And literally people break into your house to party with you.
Yeah. So it was they took over your Facebook.
Yeah.
So like I didn't put my address
up
anywhere, but like I guess like the team manager did or something.
Yeah.
And I wake up in the morning and there's people outside the apartment. And I was like, what the fuck?
Were they like holding racks of beer and being like, let's get in here?
It's fun. And I was like, okay. Like, and then it's like, let them up. It wasn't like, there were some of the super fans who had seen before.
Sure.
And they wanted to like have a beer and a pretzel and a fucking whatever.
So German.
Nice worst.
They were partying, and I was like, all right, like fucking let's do it, But it was a little like, Jesus Christ, how do you guys know where I live?
Yeah, it's like after the party, you're like, I have to move now.
But I didn't know because they do it like soccer. This is in 2007 or 2008. So like there's really Facebook is limited. There's no Twitter. There's no Instagram. Right. There's none of that shit. So I don't know what like how the system works. I'm just brought in there like play goal and win. And so we get to the playoffs, but the playoffs are just like the league.
Yeah, right. Okay, gotcha.
You win enough games and you're like, we have the most points. It's over.
We're moving up. Yeah. And you're like, oh great. Well, I didn't realize that when you move up to the Bundesliga in Germany, they don't allow import goalies.
No way.
So you're like, wait, fuck, we just won.
Dude, that is
I'm dead now.
Can't play here next year.
It's insane, dude. Oh my God.
Like I don't know if it's the same way now.
Game,
dude, it wasn't even a party. They were there to pack his shit up for him.
And I was like, fuck, okay, cool, like awesome. But it was a total blast, and the people on that team were very sweet. Made some of my best friends to this day, who I still am in touch with, and like, and then going to Holland was another. I would go over to your friends are all playing in Europe, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, we're gonna be in this place on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't have a game or practice, so we go meet up, take the train.
Awesome.
And those guys in Holland and the Netherlands, they allowed more import players there, so they weren't getting paid as much. But I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I just want to have a good time. They were having the best time ever. And they were going to Tragically Hip shows in Nijmegen. We'd all like take trains like from all the different teams, all the Canadian guys and American guys. And so we had so much fun there that really was about like, that was less hockey, like focused.
Yeah.
Like we had, what was it? I fucking forgot his name. Sergei Yashin was his name. He's like 50 all-time top Red Army player.
Yeah.
Dude barely spoke English at all. Drove a Lada because that the worst Russian car ever made.
Oh yeah.
He like made sure he had a Lada. He was very proudly Russian. And this guy was making us do like crazy Russian 1975 exercise drills where we'd like carry each other and do squats.
Because that's what they were doing in the Soviet army.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were like, like some of the import players were like, we're good.
I'm good. Like, buddy, this is my last year.
We're good. I'm going to go to the bar and sign up for the salsa dance class. And I promise I will be here on Saturday and like give you my best.
Yeah.
But like, I'm pretty much out.
That is incredible. Before we move on from Europe, in the Netherlands, you had a pretty interesting cat of a roommate named Harm.
Oh my God.
Can you tell us a bit about Harm?
Okay. So, yeah. I was just excited to go, right? And like, you don't know where the fuck you're going. Your agent's like, get on a plane tomorrow. They need a goalie in Groningen.
Yeah.
I was like, where's Groningen? So the Pembroke Grizzlies are sponsored by like a computer company, like whatever.
Perfect. It's like a bank sponsorship. And you're like, great.
Yeah. Awesome. Who cares? Of course, they went under halfway through our year. So like we were like
the computer company.
Yeah, the computer company. Yeah. So we were still playing because all of us were like, fuck it, I don't care. Like half my pay. We had to get like local shops to sponsor us. So I get there and the guy picks me up, this guy Martin, who's also a black market clothes dealer.
Yes.
They would go across the border, buy clothes from Bremerhaven in Germany and like smuggle them back and then sell them for like a profit at markets. So this was like the guy who was like taking care of basically the equipment manager.
Yeah.
and so he comes in, he picks me up. He's like, oh, you have a very lucky apartment. Very lucky. I was like, cool. So you drive in, it's cobblestone streets. There's a pancake house on a boat, right over there. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. You're like, I'll stay there.
Yeah. By the way, totally. I would have. So I get in and he opens the door above this flooring shop. And the first thing that happens is my foot sinks through the floor of this like cardboard thing. And I was like, this is not so great. So we start walking up super steep stairs. And then you get into this like common room. And the common room was like, remember lighting in like your math class? Like those like lights. Like
fluorescent light.
But so
it's like that weird plastic grate over
exactly.
it. Yeah.
So it had that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is gnarly. Yeah. Then the couches with like what looked like there was like blood stains on them. It just like everything was really bad. Right.
You're like, do you know what lucky means to this guy?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is fucked up. So I and the bathroom door had a huge hole in it. So like if you were taking a shit, you'd literally be like, take a shit and like look at the person outside. It was this massive hole, like someone punched a hole in it. And I was like, oh wow, this is intense. Go through the kitchen. It's a common kitchen, shared kitchen. And there was like rotting eggs. I'll never forget it. It was this big pile of like broken raw eggs that had like a mold colony growing on it right in front of my door. He takes out a skeleton. He opens his door. It's a very big room with a gas heater that's right next to my bed.
Yeah.
That thing fucking leaks or blows up.
Oh,
dead.
yeah, we're toast.
The first thing I see is these dudes making a rap video, shaving their head with a Bowie knife outside my house. And I was like, where the fuck did I land? Like, what is happening? And they're like making a rap video and like doing this thing with the Bowie knife. And I was like, I'm just going to stay in my room for a while. Like, I don't know what to do.
Turn the gas heater up.
So I just stayed in my room. I got a knock on my door and this guy opens it up and he's got a tie and he looks like he's about 150, but he's probably 70. And he's like, hi, my name's Harm. How's it going? You hungry? And I was like, yeah.
There's some eggs right here.
Yeah. He's like, making Bodenkohl. It's like this farmer kale dish. I was like, I'm starving. Sure. He takes me up to his room. I'm in my other roommate, who's a Rwandan refugee named Frank. We were all eating in this circle. He has... It's totally an apartment that's illegal. Like it's like an attic above the social housing stuff. Like they don't know that he's there.
Yeah.
And he's got paper. He's got clips everywhere of old poetry and newspaper clippings. It's sort of like a serial killer's house, but he's like not a serial killer.
Yeah,
right? It's like a nice old man who might be a junkie. So he has this little cat. We're eating. It's actually very good. And we're talking. Frank's telling me his story. It's kind of wild. Harm's trying to tell me his story, which is a little hard to understand because you'll understand why in a second. His cat jumps on me, and I take the cat off. And I'm like, ow. And the cat kind of like puts its claws into me. Harm stands up, like out of the blue. We were just having this conversation, and like something flipped in his head. He takes a bobby pin, and he goes, like, this is what... And he drags the bobby pin down his arm, and there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, Frank. And I look over Frank, and Frank's like...
Frank's sleeping. He's like, this is...
like,
Frank, help, Frank!
Yeah. And he's like, like, this is a guy who's seen... Like, this is like...
Oh, my God.
Compared to what Frank's seen.
Yeah.
This is nothing. And
it's a normal Tuesday for Harm.
A normal Tuesday. It felt like that. And I was like, what the fuck? And he kind of gets up and he drops a bobby pin. He picks up a rag, and underneath the rag is all of his heroin paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Okay, this guy's like a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Takes and wipes his arm, and then just goes back to talking like nothing happened. And I was like, ooh, holy fucking shit. I'm not hungry anymore.
Yeah.
But he would like. He was really nice.
Yeah. Great guy.
He was really nice.
Sweet dude.
He was. And so he'd come into our room. I had a roommate later on, Chad Uberman. He would come into our room and be like, he'd be like, I know Jimi Hendrix. He gave me this book, and I want to give you this book. And he'd give me these like lyric books of Jimi Hendrix. I was kind of like, did you meet Jimi Hendrix in the 60s? Because you could have.
Yeah, you might have.
And then I looked him up, and I was like, holy shit, this guy was like a beat poet back in the day. That was like, if Jimi Hendrix would have come through, would have 100% been doing drugs with Harm.
Yeah, definitely.
He was sort of famous for writing beat poetry in this very like unique way. Of course, he was all in Dutch. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. But he took me on a watch deal where he's like, you want a watch? And I was like, yeah. And then he took me to this back alley. This guy like opens up. I'm like, I fucking thought you were gonna like. It was like a cool Dutch watch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want like a Seiko stolen Timex.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I don't want that. And then I picketed it outside, so we had to move because
I would guess, dude.
Before games, he would play Nirvana or like Loudon Wainwright III. I don't know why. That was one of it. Loudon Wainwright III and Nirvana.
Yeah.
And he would play bongos at like 3 a.m. We'd be like, Harm, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, we have to play tomorrow.
Did he come to games ever?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I wish.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been awesome?
That would have been awesome.
Harm's just like cutting himself in front of the other team.
It would have been amazing. He would have been, no, he never came to a game. But I did pick it outside of the apartment because once we moved out, I was like, this place is like a condemned apartment.
Yeah.
They were going to condemn it. And he was like, no condemning the apartment.
You were like, save Harm.
And so I was riding by on my bike, and I'd see him every once in a while. I'd be like, hey, Harm, like after we moved. And he was like, come. And
like,
so I
pick it with me.
Picketed outside this shithole.
He's
that
like,
I
always loved you.
You're like, save my home.
Yeah, and I was like, I wish I had a sign that I was like, tear down this place. This place is a fucking
The cops come up. They're like, do you really want to? And you're like, no dude, get rid of this place immediately.
Support my drug addict friend. He's probably not with us anymore, but he was very sweet and very delusional and had a lot of, drug issues that I wouldn't wish on anybody. But like, I don't know, dude made it.
Holy shit.
If anyone knows
Working with
Harm,
Jimi Hendrix.
let us know.
Let us know if
Harm's still
good
kicking.
in Groningen somewhere, Groningen, Netherlands. If anybody's listening, and 32. Oh no, my apartment was 32A Pelsterstraat. That was the second apartment.
There you go.
Incredible that you remember that.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
It's a remarkable place. It's a very lucky apartment.
Yeah, totally.
So good. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. Okay, I did want to ask a little bit about Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah.
You play Willoughby, who is the most relatable movie character of all time, because all any of us want to do is just pretend we can go back and play.
Yeah.
I'll tell any lie I need to tell to get back on a team, which
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah.
But I saw that you had said something like it felt the most like a sports team because you were a team and you were doing that. You were all in Texas bonding. And we saw a magazine interview where Glenn Powell was like, the fun we had in rehearsals and prepping for that was insane. Do you remember any epic
Did you have like
highlights of
college flashbacks being on that set? Like,
Not as much because it was like hockey is so unique.
yeah, it's so true.
And when you've done it and played on a team, one of the big things that was like a separate thing for me was like, I did it. I competed.
Yeah.
When you've competed at a level where you're playing junior hockey or you're playing junior hockey, basically semi-pro hockey. There's an owner.
Yes, absolutely.
He needs to make money.
Dude. Yeah,
you can get traded. So you have that pressure. When you start to feel that, and then you have a group of guys who you're pulling with to make that happen, to succeed at that, like that's a different thing.
Definitely.
That's very unique.
Definitely.
And so when you go to make a movie, it's like there's none of that. It's all just collaborative, like all of the fun stuff of hockey. But we were all trying to make the best thing possible. And it was a very good team in terms of there was no selfish players.
Yeah.
And it turned into that, where I don't know if Rick Fisher Linklater made that happen on purpose. I'm sure he did to a degree, but it also was just like the way that the magic notes fell.
Yeah.
Like these guys were all so great. We were all at times in our lives where we needed this. And so we were there for each other in ways that we probably didn't even know until much later, until now. So that part of it was very special in terms of like, you know, creating a character that wasn't there. Like when I got the script, he's like, you're Willoughby. I'm like, fucking who's Willoughby? I'm like, I don't remember that guy.
Yeah.
But the way we did it was Rick wanted you to come in and he wanted you to like impart yourself into the role.
Cool.
And then write it as we went. And Rick was arbiter, judge, jury, and executioner at the end of the day. But if you had some great ideas, he'd want to hear them.
Yeah.
With me specifically in that role, I related to it a lot because it was this guy who couldn't let go.
Yeah.
And that was me.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of us.
Yeah.
A lot of hockey players who like, you know, reach you can't let go. You don't want to let go.
No way.
How can I fucking keep this going for as long as I can? So, but there was a lot of wisdom in that character. And so a lot of what I wrote with Rick and what we wrote together, especially there's this one pool scene. I just rewatched it. I've forgotten the scene was in there. And I'm playing pool with the main character and he's asking me about like, how do you deal with these guys, whatever. And that scene is a direct conversation for the most part between me and my goalie coach, the guy that I was talking about.
Oh yeah, yes.
Of like, you need to be who you are. You can't ever worry about who they want you to be.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, that's when it's fun. Now he's saying something to somebody that he knows as a 30-year-old, like you're never gonna fucking understand this until you're my age.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought was fun, was like, oh, I get to be sort of like old wise man in retrospect. And I can actually take some of the things that I learned in hockey and directly apply them to this. And it directly applies to art.
Yeah.
It's not, but I understand that other side of it. So I could be very additive to the role of Willoughby and to help out some of the other guys and Rick in that way, where like you have a person who's done this before, have experience what these things are, and that's why I was good for that part.
Yeah,
I think Rick understood that
definitely, and
so that allowing us to have that type of role in making the movie what we wanted it to be for ourselves. He was like an artistic godfather.
Yeah.
He was like the coach of a team.
Yeah.
He played ball at Sam Houston State.
Yeah.
And he was a real athlete. You know, Rick Linklater is like, he wasn't a schlub baseball player. He was really good. So he understood elements of that, and he was imparting that to guys who, some of the guys hadn't played sports, but they'd all done elements of something like it.
Definitely.
And we were all striving to perform in a way that was going to be something that people wanted to like go and watch. And so you needed to be able to feel the reality of it.
Yeah.
And that was like, you know, one of my best friends, Austin Emilio, he plays a left-handed pitcher in it. We've made so many, Glenn Forrest Vickery, who's a real estate agent now here in LA. Tyler Hecklin, and all these dudes that like we just became so tight, and we still are.
That's sick, dude.
And so that's how I know it really worked. It was like we saw each other like last month for the first time in 10 years, all of us, and it was like, oh,
amazing.
No time had passed.
Yeah,
that is epic.
I mean, you said before that Rick's directing style is very much like letting a river flow, and like he builds the basin and then lets you all make decisions and impart your own personalities. And you did a lot of that with like the music rants in that character.
Yeah.
I have to know, was it your decision to have Willoughby be a submarine pitcher? Because it fits his personality.
So the submarine pitcher is Austin Emilio.
Oh, that's yeah.
He's the submarine pitcher who's left-handed,
and he goes submarine,
and he's the guy who's betting all the time.
Yeah. Making terrible bets.
Yeah, it's the worst bets of all time.
And then you've just got like the big long wind up. Yeah, like was that part of your vibe?
It was part of my vibe, but it's also just how I threw the baseball. So I didn't play baseball from the time I was 12. I stopped playing baseball. But my great-grandfather played baseball.
Got it in the
my grandfather played baseball. My dad played baseball. And Matt Franco, my cousin, has played in World Series and played 20 years of baseball. Baseball's in my blood.
Yes.
I was much better at baseball than I was at hockey. It just didn't fit my personality as well. And so when I got in there, I was like, I called my dad after we were playing because we'd practice and stuff. And I was like, fuck, I should have been a baseball player. And he's like, I told you.
Yeah.
He's like, I could still throw. I could still make it look.
Was the submarine
fluid.
his decision too? Or
the submarine was his decision.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's pretty smooth. Like,
Very
I was
smooth.
like, fucking Jesus, this guy's chucking submarine like crazy.
Totally.
So good.
Yeah.
Did you? We saw that you based some of the Willoughby on like an old teammate you really had who had like a flaming skull tattoo on his ass. Is that real?
Just that moment. Cole Fetzer, he was on our team for like, I don't know, maybe a week. I can't even remember. One of his big thing was he played with Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
He's from New Brunswick. I have no idea like where the hell he was or where he is now or what, But he was kind of like a funny, very loud, like a little annoying guy, but it was like, a grinder type player.
Yeah.
Had been in like 15 different leagues from the time he was a 21-year-old. And he came and got cut. Stuff was in a black trash bag, how they do it. You don't have the bag anymore. And so he had this black trash bag with his shit over his shoulder. And he takes his pants down, and he had a flaming tattoo of a flaming skull on his ass.
Yeah.
And he took his pants down and he like mooned us and he's like, "Well, boys, here for a good time, not a long time, right?" And he like slapped his ass and left. And that's the last time I ever saw Cole Fetzer.
Yeah.
So when I was leaving, I was like, "Rick, I gotta put this in
I
there.
have to say this line.
I just got to say this line because it's like one of those lines I said to myself, if I ever like get a chance to say this, I'm going to say it." And he was like, "Perfect." So I just kind of said it under my breath, not like Cole. He made it a thing. I made it like an aside, like sweeter.
Yeah.
But it was in its core, it was very sweet.
It's perfect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Dude, you leave the mitt too. Like, it's
leave the mitt on the thing. Like that's it. I'm done. And that was my thing too, was like a little homage to myself. My own hockey career was like, Willoughby's done.
Yeah.
He's not bringing the glove.
Yeah. It's like signing your pads and leaving
Yeah.
them
See you
off.
later.
Exactly.
So that was my little like almost nod to myself.
Yeah.
Was like, I'm leaving it here. I'm not taking it with me.
Yeah.
It's
the fucking best.
super fun movie to do.
Yeah. No,
I told Nelson. He said he's good.
No, they'll be fine. We're good for it. Okay. But quickly, I mean, we said you have all these amazing projects coming out.
Yeah.
And I also love, it's like, you swerved from your whole family and went on this amazing journey.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself back in it. And like we said, crushing it. It's so iconic that one of the first things you did and came in and auditioned for was Captain America, which you don't get, and Chris Evans does.
Yeah.
And then here you go, you audition again for like a surprise role.
Yes.
Get it, and then they tell you like, by the way, it's Captain America.
Yeah, and I was
fucking
like,
kidding me.
Well, when I first auditioned for it, it was like, here's some sides to read. Maybe you'll be good.
Yeah.
They probably already had him like selected. It was just like would you be good for any other parts? Possibly. They do that a lot.
Yeah.
So the story is I auditioned for Captain America. I really didn't. It wasn't like I had a shot at getting the role.
Yeah.
But it was really just like, what do you like? So the second time around, now I'd had 10 years of a career being weirdos and like different kind of weird people. And I was like, fucking, you don't want me as Captain America. What are you talking about? Like, this is a mistake. And they were like, no, it's this different character. And he's kind of angry and kind of like, has this dark side to him. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So but when they showed him to me, I was like, the joke I've always made is like, it's a kid on Christmas that didn't want the gift.
Yeah.
You're like, thanks, Mom.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah. Like, how do I return this without them knowing? And so, but then they explained to me what it was, and I was like, that's interesting. And I can like do something with that. And it's been really, really great to be able to do it. And like it's a superhero show. A character, you got to try to make him interesting. But there's elements that like they allowed me to do things that were a little bit different than they probably would have let other people do because the guy was just so unhinged. So it's been really fun.
Dude, it's been amazing. And I actually love what you just said, like the career you've had. I mean, like you play like a fun stoner guy to a serial killer, and now you're here. And I feel like that's why the role is perfect for you.
Yeah, it works.
But I don't know if you've seen this, but do you ever laugh? Do you know the quote from your Cold in July director, Jim Mickles, saying about Marvel?
No.
He's talking about your unbelievable range of acting.
Right.
And
This is a while ago.
This is a while ago. And he goes, I hope he never plays a Marvel superhero because he's so... But it's like, what's amazing is this Marvel character comes about that is so perfectly and has this depth and kind of the internal conflict that is perfect for your talents.
You have to... I'd had enough of a transition from like, I was Happy Gilmore. I was like, I'm here for the audition, but I'm really a hockey player. So after I was able to get rid of that, I did understand how like this world is different and you can really, it can be incredible. It can be an incredible thing in your life if you let it be.
Definitely.
And I had created a career over playing like, making good money, playing oddball people that were very different. Now they want me to play this down the middle person. And I said, look, if you want me to do that, like, I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
Now, if you want me to come at it from many different angles and turn it into something that's like, I think unique and my ideas are heard, not, you don't have to do every one of them, obviously, but like my ideas are heard, then I'm the right guy. Yeah. And they really did allow me to do that. They really gave me a lot of freedom in that first show to be like, who do you want to make this guy?
Yeah, totally.
And that was a godsend, because if you feel stuck and you're working like that, it doesn't matter if you're playing hockey or if you're in a corporate job, or like if you feel like you're like handcuffed, it's not fun.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely
takes the joy out of it.
Takes the joy out of it.
That's fucking sick. And now it's turned into something so awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
These bad boys.
Gotta talk
Lake Hour.
Talk Lake Hour.
My favorite part is the tagline. A fine time.
It's a fine time.
It was just, dude,
it's a fine time.
Dude, what's so
perfection.
funny, when we first heard about it, it feels so not you to have your own liquor company.
100%.
And then when you hear about it, it is so you.
Yes.
And I think that's why it works.
That's why I did it.
Yeah.
Because this Rich Pete, my partner, who lives in Geneseo, New York, huge Bills fan.
Great producer,
huge
by the
Sabres
way.
Fan, great producer, Neighborhood Watch, produced Jeremy Saulnier's new movie, October, coming out soon. Rich and I became really great friends because our wives are best friends. They were like, you guys should be best friends. And we were like, we're 37 years old. Like, I can't have any more best friends. Like, I'm sure he's great. We met each other. We became best friends.
Yeah.
He grew up on lakes. He lives on a lake now. I grew up on lakes in Toronto. No, and 2 hours north of Toronto, Muskoka.
Muskoka, absolutely.
Everything ever fucking good happened to me on the lake. It was the best place ever. It was, you could be free. You could be whatever you wanted to be, right? And
nothing hits like a drink on the lake, too.
Nothing.
Oh,
or like an evening campfire.
Yeah.
Like having a drink.
Stop.
Yeah.
Like, God,
it's amazing.
It's perfect.
It's fucking great. And so we had sold that house about 6 years prior, and I was like, I just want that to be a part of my life somehow.
Yeah.
I can't afford a lake house right now. I can't do, I can't give that to my kids.
Yeah.
How can I like relive that moment? And we came up with this idea of, we were drinking high noons in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people like them, a little too sugary, and I don't like the fake sugar taste.
Yeah.
That was my big thing. And so we were like, there's got to be a way to make some of these without like fake sugar. So we started down the road of like, well, let's fucking just try. Let's like see what happens. And we started trying different flavors, and we're like, well, that one's really fucking good. The watermelon cucumber one's awesome, and you don't need to use the fake sugar. You don't use the fake sugar on the rosemary yuzu. There's now yuzu citrus.
Yeah.
You can't, you just don't want to use the taste. I don't want that. So we developed that first, and then people like loved it because it's fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
And like I would do these tastings. What was fun for me was that I got to drop all of the shit that they sometimes make you do, where it's like, I gotta get dressed up in a suit and I gotta do like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I have to, because it's my job.
Yeah.
What I like doing is like, I'd go in to do tastings where you like set up and you got your like little cardboard cutouts and people come into the liquor store to get something else because they don't know Lake Hour exists.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, they go over to the high noon and I'd be like, you want to taste something that doesn't taste like shit? And then they'd laugh.
Yeah.
And they come over and like, we sold like more than they'd ever sold in 2016. That was super fun because I just got to be me.
Yeah.
And nobody's telling me what the fuck to do or to say. I can just like throw shit at the wind and have a good time. That's the whole idea. It's very like unpretentious. Just have replace it with your IPA. If you're getting a little full, you drink one of these now, and they're growing. Like, these things are huge now.
Yeah. And dude, you and Rich, like, you really did it. Like, it was you two from the beginning, doing all the testing, all the flavoring, all
the
that.
distributor management, all of the compliance, all of the everything.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I
it's like
ran,
that, you really do know about every step of the way because you did every step of the way
and made all the mistakes.
Yeah.
And did it all. Like, I was calling Tim at Cub Foods in Minnesota. Hey Tim, how's it going? It's Wyatt Russell. Calling the compliance officer in Minnesota and Wisconsin, being like, the guy would call back and get Rich, and he's like, did I just talk to Wyatt Russell, the actor? Like, I'm like, we didn't hire anybody. We were just doing it all ourselves. We got to the point where we were like, oh shit, okay, we need to like make this a business.
Yeah.
And now this summer is like our first real summer where we're gonna like push it out, which is, of course, tying back to it wasn't a bet that I made, but it was.
How did this come about?
This was not, first of all, this was not planned. This is fucking not planned. So I don't want to make it seem like, it's like a stunt, right? It became a stunt, but it wasn't in the beginning. huge Sabres fan. Sabres been bad for 14 years. Yep. I very flippantly was like, guys, we're on a Buffalo chat. If the Sabres fucking make the playoffs, this is in November where they were like still below 500. Yep. And I was like, I'll jump in Lake, I'll chug a beer out of a fucking beer saber and I'll jump in Lake Erie. Well, cut to literally when I said that, I started following the team and it was like fucking greatest hockey NHL run of all time.
December 1st, dude. They took off.
Took off
right after
that. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, we were making jokes. And then it happened and somebody posted it on our Instagram, one of our own people, like without me knowing it. Yeah. And I was like, well, fuck, I forgot I said that. I have to go fucking jump in the lake. So let's make it a thing. And I loved like Buffalo and Buffalo sports has become increasingly important to me because of Rich. Yeah. And so I never understood it before.
Legendary sports town.
It is fucking legendary. Yeah. The support they give their team is like everyone should be so lucky.
Oh yeah.
And they're great people and they're loyal people. They're a wonderful fan base, but it's like it's really special part of the world. And so I've taken a liking to it in a way that made me feel like when I was growing up in Canada, I was 15 when I moved there. So it was very, very similar in those areas. And the people are relatively similar. Loyal, caring, fun, funny, unpretentious, all the things that I liked being. So it was like, fuck, that's our hometown, Buffalo, New York, and Albany, and Rochester, and Syracuse. It's not Miami. It's not fucking Dallas. It's not Los Angeles. Like I would much rather go there and go to a fucking Bills game or a Sabres game, jump in Lake Erie, and then go to the thing and like fucking blast there.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're trying to we're like, if fucking anybody that wants to come down from Buffalo, jump in with me.
Have you
chugging
seen
out a beer Sabres.
The last 3 days, the Sabres admin has been going through like the receipts of people doubting them all year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Oh yeah. So
it's
like
incredible.
we're gonna make a clip of this and tag them, make sure they know.
100%.
Like, you're putting your money where your mouth is.
I'm putting my money, and I'm like somebody else said it. Ryan Whitney.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Wick got roasted.
0.0. I was with you, but fucking. Like,
I'm gonna call ourselves that too. In our season preview, we were like doing the Atlantic Division. Where are they gonna finish? We both had them very much at the bottom. Yeah. So like we were doubters as far as how they would do as well.
It's so great to watch them do what they're doing, only because like they built a lot of that team. Like that team was built.
Oh, dude, 100%
from the ground up, and like Tage Thompson and like what he's been able to do, like that's going to be one of the great trades of all time.
Fucking awesome.
Like whatever they saw in him, because he came from St. Louis, right? Like that guy's talent level is like through the fucking roof, and his release. Tage Thompson's release is the best release in the NHL.
Which is so hard being that lanky. Like, how do you get the puck off?
It's insane.
It's
Did
crazy.
you see that shift this year where he hit like 7 1-Ts in a row? None of them went in, but they just kept getting it back to him on the power play.
Why wouldn't you try? Like, that's fucking...
Go back to the well, baby.
Got a fucking howitzer.
Yeah, it's insane.
And it comes off his stick like, you know it.
Oh, it's crazy.
No clue that he's going to shoot the puck. Yeah. It's just gone. It's just like in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So that, but I just like Rasmus Dahlin and the guys that they drafted. Like they're
amazing.
They did a great job, and they didn't leave, and they didn't do the thing that like Jack Eichel.
They've lost so many guys.
Many guys.
Holy shit!
It's literally like every year for the last 6 years, someone on the former Sabres team wins a cup. So it's like,
and it's such a great sports town to play in if you probably put the right guys together. Because if you want to be a guy who plays in Los Angeles or in Florida, you're not going to be having that experience. But if you're like a nose of the grindstone guy, then you're going to love it there.
It's the best.
It's the best.
The best. Tell everyone where they can get this.
Okay, you can get, if you live in Minnesota, Wisconsin, if you live in New Jersey or New York, you can or Philadelphia, you can get it at Wegmans.
Oh, sick.
You can get it at like a lot of your big box grocery stores. In Wisconsin, Sendik's has them. And then in New York specifically, you have to go to the liquor store, because they can't get them in grocery. But we carry like a lot of the big liquor stores, and if you don't have them, you can always ask your people to be like, hey, I want some of that shit, and let me try it. It's fucking really good.
And nationwide online.
And pretty soon we're doing this really fun thing that we're doing, like a subscription doc club thing.
That's awesome.
Where you'll be able to subscribe and then get percentages off merch. And we have like kind of fucking awesome merch. Like, I think so. People seem to love it. And
you're rocking it right now. It's pretty sick.
And you can like be a part of the doc club, and there's some fun collaborations that we're going to have with some of the what I think are the better influencers online. You know, we're not going to be doing anything with anybody who's like dancing around, doing viral dance TikTok videos. Yeah. But some people who are really funny and fun. And so and also the teas,
dude,
are fucking great.
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier. It's like the tea movement is amazing, and it's just like. So all the flavors are so different from all the other teas that are out there.
And we wanted it to taste like tea. Yeah. So some of it is like, again, it's like feels like sugar water, and then maybe there's tea in here. Yeah. Like, I get it. It's fun and it's great and it tastes good. But like, we really tried.
Grey in here, dude.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
And it's that one's my favorite. Earl Grey, raspberry, blackberry, and the green tea is awesome too. Like, and my dad is my biggest fan. Yeah, the dude will fucking come over and drink me out of these all the time, and he's like, "Where'd they go?" I'm like, "You drank.
They're gone. You drank 50 in 2 days. I don't have any more."
Yeah.
Oh, it's really unbelievable. Good. Yeah. All right. Before we let you go, we're gonna play a game we play with everyone with you.
Yes.
It's called Pass, Shoot, Score.
Great.
Ranking system. Pass the pucks, great. It's cool. Shooting's better. Scoring's even the best.
Great.
Not for a goalie, but
true.
You get it. It's basically Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Totally.
They're gonna be 3 things that we know you love, and you got to rank them.
Okay.
Start them off.
Your first category is all-time comedy movies. So pass, shoot, score.
Pass, shoot, score.
I'm gonna give you 3, and then you rank them.
Okay.
Used Cars.
Okay.
Ace Ventura.
Okay.
Team America: World Police.
Oh my God. Okay, score Used Cars because it's Bob Zemeckis' second movie. It's one of the fucking.
It's so
great,
so funny.
It's so uniquely funny and special.
Yeah.
So Used Cars score. Pass. Fuck.
I know.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Pass. Ace Ventura. I can't believe I just said that.
Oh, that kills me inside.
And shoot, I gotta go. Team America was so unique.
Dude, when you said your favorite movie experience ever, I was just dying laughing.
That movie possesses a few of the hardest I've laughed in my entire
100%. But you have to remember, my dad obviously was in this industry a long time, and the pomp and circumstance of Hollywood can be annoying for anybody.
Yeah. Yes.
And can be and has been annoying for someone who's been in it since he's been 9.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but when we watched that movie together, I thought he was gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. I was like, because it makes fun of things that like nobody was making fun of at that time. And had no bones about it, and it was just such a she fucking like it was so unique and didn't hold back at all.
Dude. And I genuinely I had to stop the movie when the Matt Damon puppet came out.
I mean,
like, it's just so fucking funny.
It's so mean.
It's
but
so
also
mean.
so like, look, we do that. I've always looked at it like if that ever happened to me, you should be so lucky.
Yeah.
Number one. And number two is like we put ourselves in anybody that does entertainment, you guys too. It's like as much as anybody, like you put yourself in the arena to get beat up.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you're gonna take punches.
When someone does it really well, you have to like applaud.
Good job.
You know, you got
without
to.
question.
That's amazing.
Okay, your next one is gonna be sci-fi movies.
Okay.
So pass, shoot, score, Dune, and you can do the new one or the David Lynch one.
Okay.
I think you're gonna do the David Lynch one.
Okay.
Event Horizon and Sunshine.
Ooh, Sunshine score.
Wow, quick score there.
Dude,
Okay.
Sunshine is Danny Boyle's maybe
Danny
the best
Boyle's
movie.
it's amazing.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible movie. And I will and Hail Mary. You guys seen it?
Tremendous.
What?
Hail Mary it's a fucking perfect movie.
It's unbelievable.
Chris Miller and Phil Lord directed 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
So I texted Chris. I was just like, "Thank you for making that movie. Like, it's a perfect fucking movie. Ryan Gosling is perfect. The Rock alien is perfect. Like everything about it, I just thought was so fucking good. So, but it reminded me of like Sunshine in a way because of obvious reasons. Anyway, so Sunshine score, Event Horizon. Shoot and
Pass.
Dune, pass.
Dune. Do you like the book more?
It's just because it was based on there was so much IP. Like it was a third.
No, I hear you.
Third crack at
and like Dune Messiah's involved in there too.
Right. There's a lot. There's so much going on that I love the movie. I love Dune and I love Dune 2. I thought they were great.
Yes,
but they didn't have the pop of Event Horizon was one of the first all time.
So good.
You know, like, and it was scary.
Oh my God.
Dude, correct.
You know,
That's like the old, did you ever see
was fucking
Stargate?
scary. Oh yeah.
I always talk about Stargate. The Stargate. There are moments in Stargate that I remember fucking scaring the shit out of me.
Like
it
it was
fucking
scary, and
nuts.
Dune never really doesn't have that element in it. It's not scary to me, but I love it for its sci-fi-ness and how good Denis Villeneuve is. Like, he's a genius, and everybody in it's fucking great. But those
Are you reading sci-fi books or not as
I
much
used
anymore?
to.
we got to talk sci-fi
send you
books
some
after
apps.
this.
Okay, cool.
We've got a couple that you're gonna want.
Cool.
For sure.
I've started reading, like, you know, especially once you have kids. There was something about, like, looking back into the past for me of, like, what mistakes have we made? So I started reading a lot of nonfiction.
Yeah, okay.
Because they ask you a bunch of questions about life where you're like,
I don't know.
I don't know why we do that. Such a good
That's
point.
awesome. Okay, your next category is vacations.
Okay.
So your trip to Greece,
Okay.
your trip to Egypt,
Okay.
and your van trip around the Northwest.
Oh God. Okay. Van trip score. Because
Wow.
It was with my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was pregnant.
Right
with
before the kids. Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
She was 5 months pregnant, and it was so special. Like, it was a special bonding experience. You're living in a fucking 1 square foot moving vehicle. You really get to know each other on a level you didn't after being together for 6 years.
That's intimacy, baby.
Yeah.
It is
Like, that's-
intimacy. And like, and we both, you know, you take on your roles. We both took on very normed gender roles. Like, I was like chopping the wood and cooking the food on the outside. And she'd be like, you know, like getting the stuff together on the inside.
Yeah.
I'm very organized. She's very disorganized. That was her only thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd stop by 99-cent store. She's like, why the fuck are you stopping? I'm like, I need more boxes. Yeah. Like, I need more, like, the knives go here, and then the oil goes up there. The oil doesn't have a box. It doesn't have a place to live. And she was like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Calm down, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, you don't understand. My brain's gonna lose my mind. And if you don't put the controller with the Velcro thing back on that part, like, nobody knows where it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was a very special experience that I'll never forget. The trip to Greece. I'm gonna say that will be passed because we've done that multiple times.
Okay.
The Egypt trip
was with the
Pete
fellas,
Cartwright,
right? Yeah.
Blair Tassoni, and Brian Bales. Hey guys, I'll never forget that one because Pete fucking left his passport.
Oh,
we were all
Jesus.
coming.
Dude.
We were all coming from different places in Holland. I get there from my girlfriend at the time. I was staying at her place, so I was like, I'll drive there. You guys meet me at the airport. Okay, great. This is before smartphones.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't bring my smartphone because there was no cell phone plan. It would cost $10,000.
Yeah.
So I have the you got to press the button 800 times to get the letter.
Yeah.
And like the screen's that big on the Nokia. And so I'm like, hey, I'm here. Fuck, get a call. Pete forgot his passport. He can't find it. Forgot it, whatever. We have
Holy
to come
fuck.
tomorrow. Get on the flight. I'll send you the information. Now I got to go get $10 worth of calling card shit so I can get data. And I'm looking at the itinerary that Blair put together. And it's like, you know, you're scrolling. You can barely see it.
you
It's
get
like
one word at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Australian hostel. Like, I don't know. I'm on the flight to Egypt. I get out and I'm in Egypt by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to the taxi driver, I'm like, the Australian hostel, and he doesn't know where the fuck that is. He doesn't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to show him the address. We're driving around the hostel area looking for the hostel, and I'm like, I don't know where the fuck this is.
Yeah.
I can't call them. I don't know. And finally, like, found it, but it was a very harrowing experience. Like, the only white dude.
Yeah,
in this area,
yeah.
right? And like, I would go out. Yeah. Anyway, it's a story for another time. But that was very special. We went to Luxor. We went to we got our diving certificates, and
sick.
one of the coolest fucking moments of my life. We paid a bar owner in Sharm el Sheikh while we were getting our diving certificates. We paid him to stay open because Team USA and Team Canada were playing the Olympics that year. And so we all watched from this Egyptian bar on this tiny TV, and we texted during this last Olympics because you guys remember where we were last time Team USA played for gold. So we watched it from this like little bar where this guy got the game. We paid him like $100 to stay open for us.
That is fucking all time.
It was awesome. So that was a very, very special trip, and I'll put it ahead of the other because that was just
amazing.
Very
That is
good.
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. All right. And now your last one, this category is going to be mom's cooking.
Okay.
And I think some of these recipes might technically come from your grandmother.
Okay.
But the beef stew,
Yeah.
American chop,
Okay.
and shepherd's pie.
American chop no.
Oh, really?
Shepherd's pie number 1. Wow. So shepherd's pie score, American chop, because it's just so in my DNA. Shoot, and then the beef stew is incredible, but I'll be honest, it can hit and miss.
Okay.
It's important to know.
It's important to know. It depends on if it's cold when it goes in, it's a little tougher.
Yeah. Oh God, damn, that's true. That is true.
If you get a tough piece, you're like,
you're not for me.
It's good, bomb.
Does shepherd's pie always hit for you?
Shepherd's pie always hits for me.
It's me too.
I don't think I've ever had a shepherd's pie where I'm like, the shepherd's pie sucks.
It's like so simple but so perfect, and you're like, yep, this is good.
So I just had one, and we were in London like not long ago, and I had we were at a fish and chips place, and everyone was getting fish and chips, but I was like, I'm gonna get the shepherd's pie.
Yeah,
and I got it, and I was like, this is the best shepherd's pie I've ever had. It had like that pea puree,
the mushy peas.
Yeah, mushy peas.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking great.
Dude, I'll tell you what, King's Head has a good shepherd's pie.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I will meander down there on Sunday and have like a Sunday roast or a shepherd's pie quite often, and it's really nice.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know if you ever need it.
Yeah.
All right, we've taken up enough of your time. This has been a fucking
I love
blast.
it. I could spear all day.
Same. Before we let you go, tell everyone what's going on in your life. Anything more about Lake Hour if they need to know it, but any sign off you want.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming on.
I love it.
This came together so quickly. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's so fun. I mean, just honestly, what's going on now mostly in my life before I go off and I'm doing the Lee Shaw show. We're doing a spinoff in Prague.
Hell yeah.
We're about to shoot that. About to go do press for Disclosure Day. Have not seen it. Know nothing about it. Know as little about it as everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. And then the Avengers stuff is all happening, and that's also kind of amalgamous in my life. It's sort of I like to let things go like that. There's things you could go in you can't control, and hopefully everybody likes them. This is honestly what's the biggest thing in my life now, because it keeps me tethered to the reality.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's every day.
It's your 9 to 5,
dude.
It's great.
It's every day, and it's something that really it's a product that's out there that is you in some certain way.
Yep.
And I don't like to be too in front of it, because it's not Wyatt Russell's Lake Hour. It's what is your lake moment that you can bring to your own life. It has nothing to do with saying buy it because you like me. It's buy it because it's good. And also it's just something that I think the brand can be additive to your life in a way that's positive, where we're living in an AI dominated world right now. That's at the very beginning, where it's I've always liked the idea of putting down your phone, putting down your shit, leaving all that stuff behind and going and being with your family and your friends around a campfire, around a lake, around whatever that is for you.
Preach, man.
And enjoying a drink together and laughing and having a good moment as a person to person. Yeah. That's what I like trying to sell. I don't always sell that in my movies. Right? That's not always the main focus of what you're selling. But this is what it is. So that's why it's special and important to me.
That is perfect. Dude.
I love it, man.
Well, can we say goodbye to everyone in honor of the dude that used to work out with Donald, who would say Happy Tuesday to everybody? Because
oh my God, you guys are the best. This is the best interview I've ever done.
Having a good day every day is awesome. So we're going to give a Happy Tuesday to the camera on 3. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Happy Tuesday.
What a guy. What an interview. Unbelievable time with Wyatt. Truly, that was one of the most fun hour and a halves I've ever had doing the Empty Netters podcast. I can't wait to have him back on, and I'm happy that his Lake Erie dunk got the Sabres a win. I stand by that. He needed it.
I need to drink those lake hours that he left at the office.
Oh my God, they're incredible, bro. I was actually texting this weekend. Yeah, the ginger one is insane. I like ginger. I mean, I'm the guy that goes to the sushi restaurant and eats the whole.
Oh, you're the ginger boy?
Yeah. I'm sorry. So I knew I was going to like that one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff. He is a legend. Massive thank you to him. He will be back. I can't wait for more hangs. Listen, do not forget, we are going this week. This is coming out. You listen to this on Monday. Tuesday, tomorrow, we are going live from Tampa. Special guests, all kinds of action. We're going to be in the mixer with the Bolts, getting ready for game 2. Tune into that live. Wednesday, we'll record then late Tuesday night. We'll give you a pod Wednesday morning because we'll be in the air again, but you'll get a full pod Wednesday. And then we're going live Thursday, live Friday. Do not miss any of the action and tune in on the page because we are going to be, by the time you're hearing this, we are already going to be in Tampa. We are going to be doing a come with us to the playoffs video. We're going to have a couple Tampa alumni, special guests on our live, maybe on a recording. We're going to be doing in-game content. So check out the story, check out everything. Tampa is going to be a movie. I cannot wait, in a must-win game for them against the Habs. We are fired up. Playoffs are here, Ev. Any other thoughts?
I am about to explode from excitement. And I don't want you to see it, so I should log off and
we
get
gotta go to
rest.
bed, dude.
We gotta go to bed, dude. It's like
hours.
night before Christmas. We gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
You're on a flight. I'm on a flight right after you. So then, Jesus, yeah,
absolutely
we'll see you in Tampa.
insane. See you in Tampa. Go buy some merch. Go on YouTube. Subscribe, please. 5 stars on everything. Check it out. Tell a friend. We love you guys. See you live from Tampa. And until then, skate hard.